Welcome to part 2 of our run through Super Bee Suzuki World. This is a set of 20 levels spread across 5 worlds, and completed 12 of them in the first session that we had a couple of days ago. 12 extremely polished and varied levels that we've witnessed thus far. And we have 8 more to go, and so we'll see how we do on the rest. Sounds like it might be breezy, but on the other hand, we did have the one level that took us about an hour last time, so we'll see if that experience repeats itself anywhere. But let's proceed to World 4. We stocked up 99 lives, mostly from lots and lots of deaths on level stats. Let the life counter run its way up. We'll see how that holds up in 4-1. As with all of the levels that we've seen in this set thus far, every time you load up a level, there is a square above the opening arrow that is like a little bit of an album cover. Where the single, I guess, it's a single cover rather than an album. If we're going to follow that comparison to its logical conclusion. But yeah, it looks like there is something we can stand on here. I see, we stand on where there is the grass. I think that is correct, that we have to use that as our clue for what is actually reachable off camera, and we need to go just a little bit faster here as the custom scroll takes us down the diagonal down to the lower right. Nothing that you can enter in that pipe. Oh, jumping the gun a little quickly there. Anyway, I had to click on that vine, but we were getting a little bit too far ahead of the much drop. This world has been extremely generous with 1-ups at the beginning of each section. Hence the 99 life counter, because rack that up relatively easily just by dying a lot on the way. And Mario, welcome. Okay, let's continue. We need to get rid of this muncher and go quickly down to the grass. And then, oh! From the camera change there, I saw that there was that additional platform in the middle that we got a peek at very briefly that was not signaled by the grass. Yeah, this one's all about the visual cue here. Whoops. Overshooting ever so slightly. I'm not going to find any wild Pokemon lurking about in here. Okay. And we just need to go relatively quickly over here. And that went pretty smoothly, all things considered. I assume we will need to drop on top of that. Oh, I was trying to drop on top of the door, but put me in the flag instead. Curious. Yeah, because I guess it's encouraging you to hold up into the door, which I thought I did, but the flag perhaps took priority. Didn't realize that. Zola King, welcome. We just got started. Well, that was a short and sweet beginning. Here in World 4. And yeah, we'll see what we have time to witness today. Here's 4-2. And it's going to be a Super Ball level, something with an abundant number of mushrooms and multiple sections by the looks of it. Okay, 50 coins galore, and then I guess I see there's going to be one segment for each of those power-ups on the right, and a hub here that we will need to exit this way, and then yeah, we'll need to grab all 6 coins by the time we're down to the bottom right. So I guess we'll just start at the top and work our way down. Beginning with the big mushroom here. Looks like we will whack the on-off switch as we land, and then we have to head on up. It'll be a break and then fall onto the second heart block over there, and then we have to jump to the left to get the stump, but the big mushroom will crush the stump, so we need to jump immediately to the on-off switch. But why would we? Ah, yes, because it will have been toggled already at that point. Okay. Nope. We need to fall on the first one. And gracefully. At least I thought so. Let's try it again and see. Yeah, the Super Ball's just there for a bit of a reset, I suppose. Oh, no. We don't want to do an adjustment jump there. Obviously. Need to exercise a little bit of discipline when it comes to not doing that. Yeah, so the Super Ball doesn't do much for us here. It's just a reset mechanism. Let's not start over. Okay, now let's get over here, fall. And we just need to fall and, again, break and fall the way we usually do with the big mushroom. Just with a little bit more precision and finesse. No, yeah, I see what's going on there, is that we just kind of cut straight through it. I was trying to fall into that, but somehow coming in a way that is breaking both instead, which is not what we want. We do want to bounce cleanly on top of the top block. There we go. And then we need better momentum coming out of that on-off switch so we can land on the hard block once more. Cranking all the way to the right. Got a nice full bounce here, and yeah, we need to just keep going, I think. It's very tempting to do an adjustment jump to just stall on that single block down there, but that would of course be an awful idea. Let's just tidy things up. No. And once again, we can afford to hit that on-off switch just a little further to the right than what we've been doing. Coming in at a bit of a sharp angle, which we can definitely afford to clean up. And we'll get that sorted out eventually. Oh, I was trying to pull back into that and we just didn't adjust very well. Again, always very, very tempting to do an adjustment jump. Just cut momentum there and that would send us sinking down into the depths. Okay, that's a little far over. We do still need to be on target. We just need to fall gracefully out of it. To the left, and then there we go, much better. And then, oh, lost a bit of momentum there. Maybe we do need to just do that continuously from the fall, so we don't lose momentum, but we will find out. Oh, no, that was a bad adjustment. We just need to get up to the stump and then hit, and then probably just enter the pipe directly from there because there's nowhere to land on after the stump, as far as I can tell. I see. No, you just hit the top block first, the way we did. And finally, a nice clean attempt on that segment. looks very much like an anti-key death at the checkpoint because of that additional coin, which makes me think that likely we'll have one more segment at the end, possibly involving the Super Ball. It took me a moment to realize what was going on there. We did obviously need to pick up the power quickly so we could go through, but then, yeah, we just needed to whack the auto switch. Just a little bit slow at reading the height there, perhaps. Oh, needed to enter smoothly. Got our wires slightly crossed there with having the multitask at exit. I just noticed what the way past a muncher would be like at the very last moment. Oh, that's a miss. And that will miss the only timing window we had to deal with that. Okay, there we go. And then, yeah, we just hang right. That should be the end of that segment. Short and sweet. Let's do the other two. Okay, Fire Flower. What will this do for me? Well, deflecting off the bomb. Yeah, I guess we need to fire the bomb with a jump and then fall gracefully down below. Oh. I knew we had to get on top in some fashion, I just didn't read that very well. I guess, yeah, you just need to fire and fall directly onto it. Maybe. Oh, total miss. Yeah, falling off the blaster, then to the on-off switch, then you hit the second ice cone block, and then tap the on-off from below. Nope, late in the shot. Once again. Had a sloppy input timing on our part there, we'll fix that. Okay, and then just enter quickly. It'll also be fairly gentle. And now we have one more segment to go. Before the key door, anyway. I would assume that there is a finale sequence after that. That is non-trivial. There's going to be a sword tap and fall in a wraparound to the snake block after that. This is a shot with the arrow. We just came in late on that. Let's try it again. Oh, we were late there. Because you do have a limited opportunity to get on top of the blue blocks up above and do the Muncher's shield bump over to the right. Yeah, everything here, with the exception of Fire Flower, is pretty SMP1 specific. Let's not get bumped. So really squeezing every drop out of the power-ups available in this style. Oh, no, facing the wrong way, of course, because we locked in the arrow direction too early before I jumped. Which is a fairly common mistake. Oh, whoops. Still getting warmed up, as you can see. Okay, let's head down. Then... Yes, okay, we do hit that on-off switch on the way, and then that was the correct input, we just completely missed. That's actually the last jump in this sequence here, so it's pretty simple and straightforward. Each of these rooms is quite compact, in fact. Just need to switch gears. Oh, nope, a little bit more accurately than I'm doing, and yeah, I failed to get a high bounce there, and we tried to do the second ground pound there, and I was just late. Wasn't sure we were going to hit that last on-off switch on the way over, and so there was a moment of hesitation. But we'll be out of there soon enough by the looks of it. Oh, no. Locked into place. Okay, let's try it again. Slightly better positioning. This time, whoa, nope. That came in late. Okay, let's jump over. Nope. We can do better than that. Okay, let's try it again. No. Yeah, it's the loss of momentum getting onto that spring as well. It's not just its vertical positioning that's been throwing me off. I mean, we are generally just a little bit late falling towards it accurately. So, too many adjustments towards the end there. There we go. Okay, there we go. I didn't need to do it a second try, but we've had worse. Okay, now let's see what lies past the key door. We do need to hold up into it. Was mushroom is going to peel us off, and then we just need to run it after that. Yeah, we're still big. Oh, I feel like there was a bonus that we could have gotten from remaining big. Oh, I see. You had to keep a fire flower all this time. That's interesting. But then... no, it has to be the fire flower then. If I understand it correctly, because you would blow up the on-off switch once, bounce back after that, but reload it back in place. That's not it. I think we just straight up missed a true ending, but then you would need to know that the fire flower is the last power-up you take then. Unless I'm missing something, because, I mean, we were big, whoops, going into this. Possibly it's also something that's only open if you do everything in a single segment. Yeah, because this is going to respawn in the on state because of the anti-soft lock that we anticipated, which also means that you're unable to loop back an additional time to get the fire flower. You can't get the fire flower anyway because you always end up with a super ball. And actually that is going to be a super ball deflection up to the top. So yeah, you actually need to move. Yeah, I didn't see that you could actually just move this poison mushroom in. Then the challenge is to keep the super ball from that point on. So, which we can do. As long as we don't miss like that. So we'll try to keep the super ball, and then we'll try to get the proper exit, since we did rather unceremoniously miss the door on top of the flag, which might have just been a diversion in the previous level, but it looked awfully suspicious. But no, we'll try it. We're here anyway, let's do it properly, since you don't get a second crack at the ending when you are playing in the Super World format. Unless you exit to make a profile, of course. Nope. Yeah, we made it there with Mushroom previously. We just need the Super Ball deflection to be accurate. And be able to keep it. Oop, oh, let's move it. Let's move it. Speaking of accuracy, it's not something we've been demonstrating. Okay. No, that's too late. That threw me off slightly. I wasn't expecting it to bounce in quite that angle. Yeah, we'll go for true endings when they seem viable. We've missed a few so far. I feel like hunting for everything is a valuable part of the experience, so let's do what we can. Yeah, maybe the door at that first level previously was just a fake out, but I am still thinking about that. Because it did surprise me that we did flagpole first. Okay, good. Oh. No, we actually just hit like this. And then that allows me to drop down below here. And there we go, there's the bonus room. Not that we need lives back, but we will take everything we can. And there will be an exit past that, which may or may not be important. And it isn't. That's all there is to it. Well, we'll take it. And thank you for the GG's, Zola King. We will, of course, do every level on the map, as we typically do. Looking at the one-up mushroom pathing up there, I would assume that the top level is the harder optional one. But we'll do both. Oh, does 4C Top Gun Mecha Rick. Again, as usual, we get a moment to stare at the album art before we continue this way with the blaster offset. And we've got a bit of a transitional zone here with the first checkpoint. Oh, land on a boot, and then we have to curl around it. With the mecha offset on the left side. I see the path, I see where it's supposed to be. We just need to do it. And then, yeah. We can probably float off that boot. I did see it's a winged boot. It's going to be mecha to the left, and we continue to bounce after that point. Curious early checkpoint placement. I guess that's just to keep this level operational while maintaining the format throughout the Super World of letting you get out of the initial album cover at your own pace. Because otherwise this would have just been the start of the level properly. Whoops, nope. It looks like we can keep the boot that height, it's just that I missed the blaster. I should assume that I should keep the boot, actually, given that we can make that height. Or maybe not. Maybe we're overthinking the offset that we had earlier, and that we should perhaps jump out of the boot to continue with the middle mecha. And just think of the ones in the middle. Yeah, because these are just small mechas, they're just lifting blasters, we can't actually hit them, I don't think. Yeah, it's the big ones that we hit this way, and then we have to ride the blaster gate down. And just spot the path accurately from that point on. So yes, we do ditch the boot there. That looks a bit. We came in a little bit low. I don't think the boot's ever going to gain enough height for me to keep it over the middle mecha. But we'll see. Ride it down and then... Oh. Even a bit close to that muncher. Didn't expect that. Guess it was coming to the left. Okay. Down we go. And back up, of course. That was a bad idea. We did need to curl underneath. Didn't quite have a good entry angle to permit that to happen. But we shall see. I mean, we are supposed to just go buzzy to buzzy here. It's just that we didn't quite see the angle here with everything bobbing around. Let's not lose momentum. And we'll run up this way as before. Okay, down we go. Nope. Yeah, once again, we just need a lower jump there. Or maybe a little further out to the edge of the buzzy, but we didn't really spot that very accurately while we were doing the jumps. Yeah, we just need a lower bounce, actually. Just needs to be a bit more controlled. Whoa, it came in much lower than expected. Yeah, we'll worry about Buzzy when we get to it. We need to take advantage of the fact that when landing on a Buzzy, we'll have an initial dip there. Pushing it down. I think we actually do need to do that just to give ourselves enough headroom to work with. Like we dip before it rises, we come up and oh, maybe we're stalling a little bit too much there. Because that auto-scroll boundary is coming hard and fast. But when we get back there, we'll see what can be done. Nope, not quite. Okay. Not quite there either. Well, we'll get there. Bit by bit. Here we go. I'll try to lose too much time on the auto scroll here. Try not to lose too much time, and we'll lower the blaster and then go left, I think. Yeah, it was kind of a mistake to try to go for the left mecha first. You should lower the blaster first, otherwise you just can't make it over that column. We need to read that on the fly and just map that out as we went. But yeah, definitely drop the right column first and then go left and back to the right on top of the blaster. And that will allow us to proceed when we get back there. Okay, here we go. And back down. and then, yeah, we do need a fuller bounce there on that first bounce. Gain a bit of height and corrective positioning as well, so Mario doesn't bump his head there against any of the mechas still floating past. Bounce and bounce. Nope. That's still a tricky one there in terms of headroom. We'll try to solve it. Solve it this way. Going here first. Wrap around. High bounce. Oh, nope, too far to the right there. I was trying to curve away from the small mechas. Did that a little bit too early. And didn't manage to hit big mecha with the accuracy we required. Well, nothing to do but go back there and take another crack at it. Here we go, and back down. That was a bit of a deceptive hitbox on that. I thought we would have hit that just fine. Still not liking the angle though. Nope. Once again, with the 2x2 sprites everywhere, we're not going to trust the corners on the sprites too much. Then we'll come down and try it again. Oh. That's fine. I think that's all we need to do here as far, so let's proceed. See what lies past this checkpoint transition. Oh, this is a boss fight. It will involve using the mecha somehow. Oh. I've just been reading the whole layout here. Didn't quite parse what was going on with the switch toggle, but this will load into place to get all the timings straightened out. I see, yeah, it's with every throw from Junior that the switch toggle is going to happen, so we just need to hit him without him getting into shields up there. Okay. Oh, lost that one. It's getting clipped. Nope, missed it because he was ducking. Missed that because we fell into precisely the wrong slot. Definitely a couple of things to read here when it comes to our timing for trying to land the hit. Oh. Nope. Yeah, that was going to wake up eventually anyway, so probably for the best that we lost it. Getting up to him late enough that he's ducking down. By the time we should have had a clean hit. If you go there quickly, then you get one hit down. Nope. That is right timing. That basically, right as he's switching the blue, I want to get on top, and then... Oh, missed. Once again, just fell back. In terms of the timing, by just enough to cause problems. But yeah, basically we want to jump up to the blue dotted line blocks here right as they're activating, and then that gives me a window to get under the shell throw and then get into the mega throw. But the mega throw has to be slightly lower than what I'm doing there. That was not a hit because we did miss. Yeah. Aim a little too high, you do run into problems. Nope, nope. I was trying to face left there and we didn't quite manage. Oh, and he woke up because, right, it's Maker 2. Nat Cat, welcome. We've been too accustomed to Maker 1 resetting all the wake-up timings whenever you handle objects, even though Mecha Koopas weren't even a part of that game. But yeah, if you're relatively quick about it, get a window of opportunity here, and then that is going to land a hit. Previously we were just firing too high, but we do need lower tile on him. Oh, and he's going to get into the hammer phase. We'll get him. We could take a mecha through this door as well, actually. Maybe that would have been useful for a bonus somewhere. No, not useful for anything at all, in fact. So I think we'll just take the exit. Go, unless there's anything to look for. Nope. Alright, another one in the bag. Thank you for the GGs, let's continue. Oh, wait. Oh, no, I missed a level. I didn't realize that was the castle rather than... Okay, we missed a level. I feel like we need to go back for that one. Hang on, hang on. No, no, no. We're going to get out of the Super World sequence. Yeah, no, I didn't realize because I saw one additional node that I thought was going to be the castle. Particularly given all the one-up placements. We are doing all the levels, as I said. I didn't mean to skip ahead to that. Should have thought about the fact that there was an airship on a map. Okay. Yeah, let's do this. Oh, this is the 0.66 too. Yeah, so this was the optional path. We just picked the wrong one. It wasn't clear to me from the branch. And I forgot that it was actually just 4 levels per world rather than 5, so let's do this one. And then we'll get back into the Super World sequence itself afterwards. Continues are not an issue because, you know, you're kind of on 99 the whole time anyway. Okay, so you take the spring, you fall down to the left, and then you toss it to the right to prevent the thwomp from activating the switch. That's fairly clear. And I need to fall a bit more accurately into that spot. Yeah. Sort of unfortunate that we missed a level in the Super World sequence that way. Oh, no. You're supposed to drop it down to the right, of course, to prevent the thwomp from hitting that on-off switch that is on the bottom row. And you just need to position everything a bit more accurately. Okay. Up here. Down here. You should throw at the arrow, actually. I was thinking, oh, is it a soft drop? No, it's a throw at the arrow. Because then that way, timing will actually work. There we go. And slightly time sensitive to get off the vine here because the saw blade is coming down from up top. So we can't just stall there forever. Oh, didn't mean to catch it the second time, but that's because it deflected off the thwomp to begin with, which means we were throwing late. Well, that was a death. Okay, let's grab it. Nope. Once again, I'm just trying to get up to Divine, and I was anticipating Divine Climb, hence the up input. We need to actually execute the throw before that happens. Nope. Yeah, I'm throwing too late there, obviously. Because we need a release of the Y button while holding jump, which is something I always have trouble with in a Kaizo context. And then we need to hold up after that to get in the vine, so... But maintaining jump through that is the thing that is tricky in terms of muscle memory. But yeah, that's what it should look like. Oh, this is going to be an up throw to the flop to kick it up. And then this is going to be wrapping around the right side to get on that stump as it comes down. When we get there. When we get there. Okay. Nope, again. Really do need to throw much, much earlier. So we'll sweep our way through. And yeah, if you bump it the first time, the thwomp comes down again immediately. Does it? Oh, I see. Yeah, no, because we need to be quick enough about that, that the up throw is going to tuck the object over the bridge and under the thwomp, which we were late in doing. That throw will need to be much cleaner as well. Oh, took a moment to adjust there. I was thinking, do we spin jump or do we just jump? And it doesn't matter as long as we're quick about it. Nope. Bad throw. Once again, it's because we're anticipating the up input on the climb. You need to be very aware of our inputs. Sometimes on the fingers, whoops. Yeah, it's going to be an early throw, as we've seen many times now. Okay. There we go, that's good. Nope, yeah, we just missed. Well, our item handling needs to be quite a lot better here. What we've been demonstrating. Nope, slipped off the edge. You need to get up there quickly enough to get off the stump over to Muncher and then underneath the next thwomp after that, so... We'll try to make it happen. Do a commitment to not use any of the track style markers. Yet be reasonably clean when it comes to the throw positions being clear. It's always clear where we're supposed to throw, it's just that we've been missing them. Oh, late. Slightly late. It's still late. So. And we could tell. Are we fine? Ooh, touched that corner there. That was too bad. It does have a parachute, so we have plenty of time to go down if we just come in at a slightly sharper angle. No, once again, just poor input there with a very delayed throw. Okay, and then we'll... Yes, this is a throw to the left so it doesn't activate the switch. It's just that we threw it in a bad position. Let's see what to do, we just didn't read that quickly enough to really do this throw as properly as we could have. Yeah, throwing from the bottom row is fine once the snake block is no longer blocking that, but we of course do need to stay on the snake block and survive, which is rather a necessity, so Mario can keep on jumping. Okay. And then spin here just for safety would have been nice too, but we just need to be accurate in general. Come down here. And a bit of a close approach in that corner. A lot of one-way panel gating here, of course, just for quality control. That's rather subtle visually, which is important. Oh, whoops. Plenty of room to slip up locations that we ordinarily wouldn't really even look at. Nope. Too much momentum. I was trying to back out of that after the throw, but once again, we're too late. I want to throw pretty much as soon as the snake block obstruction on the left is no longer present. Bad. That's okay, we're steadily working through it. Whoops. Okay, toss. Nope, missed it. Yeah, it should have occurred to me when we saw the Bowser fight, and forced it. It was called 4-C, which actually means castle, not third level. And that we had entered the wrong one earlier on. I just didn't think about that because I saw 4-C and I thought, oh, okay, huh. Maybe this was with an ABC scheme. No, it wasn't. C means castle. Star means bonus. And we just didn't really notice what was going on until after we'd already done the World Junior fight. Probably shouldn't call it the World Junior fight to avoid confusion with the famous World Juniors brawl in late 1980s hockey. It was 1987 or 88? Yeah. Basically all the players were going at it for about 20 minutes. They had to turn the lights off in the arena. Usually the first association when we say World Juniors Brawl, not just Bowser Jr. at the end of World 4. Oh, we've been skipping the one up, but that's okay. We're not doing the World format right now since we rather carelessly skip past the level in its proper place. Which means that we won't have an accurate scoreline, but nobody's tracking that. Let's try this again. Down. Wrap around and go. Nope, bad throw. Wasn't really even much of a throw. Okay, wrap around. Down. Okay, that's accurate for once. Oh, we were late. Actually, no, we were fine. It's just that I needed to take a moment to read what was going on with the power hit. Clearly, we did need a power hit right away just to uncover the munchers, but it's the first time I've gotten that far, and I was already concerned that I was late on the note block. Due to the natural visual confusion that can be introduced by so many one-way panels when it comes to what I can or cannot collide with. Missed it. But yeah, off the note block to the POW, and then easier to throw the POW to the left, of course, to make contact with the wall immediately. So we don't have it sail into the middle of nowhere. Okay. Okay. Oh. And we threw it to the right anyway. I see, we were late there. Again, I just had to take a moment to read that. But yeah, it's one of those throws, once again, where we need to sustain a full jump out of it, which I always find tricky. Easy to think about what the input is, but harder to actually do it. Yeah, actually, maybe we do want to throw right. We just need to do it quickly, because then we have enough rightward momentum to land properly on the snake blocks down below. Okay, jump up over here. Oop. Okay, that's still in place. We, however, were not. Throw, jump. And down. Okay. That's fine. Yeah, once again, we need a cleaner jump. With a throw to the left, but landing to the right. And then the thwomp is going to be a side thwomp to face us right, so we really have to go quickly from jump to jump there, while not losing too much right to left momentum on the throw, which is the trickiest part there. We need a very full jump with a change in direction for the back throw, but without cutting off too much momentum going forwards, because we'll need all that we can get. It seems like it's nearly the end of this sequence here, but of course, it might just be the first part of the level, as I would expect. Just try to do it a little more cleanly. Okay, down this way. It's been going a little better lately. And we are out of there. Checkpoint. And yeah, now it's going to be side springs obstructing the thwomps using Yoshi. We get Yoshi, we skip over to Boo, we crouch? No, we grab a spring as we jump with Yoshi off the platform. Then we're going to need to obstruct the big thwomp somehow if it chases us over. Let's see how... Oh, we're going to miss. See how that's going to look. Looks like we're going to momentarily lose Yoshi. It's pretty icicle, if I'm not mistaken. Ow. Unless... Oh, we need to think about that. Oh, interesting. That can't be right, though, because we don't have Yoshi at that point. Unless we're supposed to lose him. Yeah, no, we definitely duck out of here, but then a Thwomp pushes us. It's going to push through the icicle, and then we lose Yoshi, but then... Yeah, we don't have a location spit yet. No, we do need to have Yoshi spit to the right, so it means we need to keep him, naturally. Then... How do we do that past the icicle? Oh. That's interesting. That we use the spring to... Yeah, we soft drop the spring and then we crouch because then that bounces us back into position from the icicle hit. Is that how I understand it? Let's... Okay, that is how I understand it. That's interesting. That's not going to be it. I mean, we do need to grab it. It's just that we can't do it while letting the Thwomp activate it, so... Can't lose that platform either, then. Because we need the Thwomp to stop trying to hit, and we need it to go back, and then we can grab the spring on the left side. Whoop, lost that. Which means that perhaps we do need to ride this snake block down. Whoops, yeah, no, it's soft drop here. And everything's going to come down. I think we need to go there quickly enough that we... Yeah, we initially dump the spring in this location so that the Thwomp bounces back, and then a Muncher is going to come down from the icicle up top. We want that Muncher to come down and obstruct the Thwomp. Yeah, we don't want the Muncher to come down here and obstruct the Thwomp while we grab the spring and continue over to the right, and the snake block timing should make sense for that, so... Very cool, this idea here. And I like that you do kind of have to figure it out yourself. Okay. Let's snatch it over this way. And then that's going to be a series of high bounces. We just read that a little bit late. Yeah, once again, just falling off a bit here. We get plenty of room to bounce that spring over, though, with a spit, so just need to not get caught in the gap here. The fact that the Thwomp kind of bumps back and forth does throw me off slightly when it comes to that spit, but we'll try to get it done correctly. Not fall into any gaps while blocks are getting destroyed. Or we just jump on ahead. Well, we can. We'll see what is the clean method here. Yeah, once the Muncher is there, basically, we're free to go. Oh, missed it. Because we are supposed to drop the ice using the spring. Then we continue by grabbing the spring and juggling it over once again. Oh. Duck into this. Grab and miss. Spit the spring over here, and then we continue over each spiny stack. Up to second spine, that should be our opportunity to grab the spring once again with Yoshi. Then we go to the third spiny and continue. Whoops, nope, we need to spit here. Yeah, very interesting initial element here. As just prevented from the dismount. Okay. We are supposed to bounce him, but I wasn't sure what the continuation would be from that point. So that's going to be a bit of a reading challenge in its own right while we figure out what to do with Spike. Oh, whoops, missed. Yeah, we're definitely supposed to bounce to Spike with a blaster, it's just that if I'm setting the blaster over my head like that, then we gotta figure out where to stand while that whole interaction is going on. I keep getting thrown off here by all the changes in momentum that are going with the thwomp kind of wiggling back and forth. It was almost salvageable, except the munchers from the icicles would come down a bit late if you lose that much time on the interaction. Let's just do a better drop here. Nope, I was trying to spit quickly and just kept missing. Yeah, very interesting level though. Okay. There we go. Muncher comes down, that's our point. Which we pick this up again. Missed. So that's gonna be death, but when has that ever stopped us? We can take a moment to read this. Yeah, there's a piranha that's gonna fall down slowly, which tells me that that's going to be something we jump off of once we figure out what to do with the spike bounce. Nope, missed it. So yeah, we need to figure out what to do with the spike blaster bounce, where to stand for that. And nope, it's late on to spit once again. You need to soft drop pretty much as soon as you land. We haven't been doing that accurately. There we go. A little bit of a hop up front. Continue past that point. Missed. Got a bit of a higher jump there. Okay, let's try it again. Nope, I was trying to spit and we just missed. Probably I didn't hit the button at the right time there. Just trying to figure out, do we do late or early? But anyway. As this muncher comes down, we spit. We come up with a little bit more momentum than before. No, we do need to bounce to spike, but then if we spit immediately, then we avoid hitting the piranha. If we avoid hitting the piranha, then maybe we have something to land on. And that blaster column is going to come down towards us pretty quickly, so... Okay. Up this way. Oh, whoops. Got caught by the note block as it was being dunked. Oh, whoops. Almost lost that attempt of standing in the wrong place. Oh, that did not go well. Look at the munch bump over there just by firing a bit low. Yeah, I feel like spinning the spring towards the spike top before the piranha comes down is the likeliest solution. But we haven't had a chance to read that properly yet. Nope, came in a bit low again. Well, let's just go a bit further just to see if we can get a proper look at the screen, but where the spike and blaster column are going up. Okay. Jump. Way over. When positioning. Yeah, once again, jumping too high there. We just got caught onto one note block. Coming down half a tile. An unfortunate thing to lose too, but oh, I don't hit that too often. Yeah, so we haven't read this bit accurately yet. I think you get on top of the piranha. You get on top of the piranha, then you split, and then you spit rather, and the blaster goes on over your head while you're riding the piranha as the only available platform in that column. Whoops, no, missed this. Yeah, no, I see it now. You actually jump on top of the piranha, then you spit. Before the thwomp comes and catches you. we go. Okay, spit. Grab, miss. Yeah, you jump on top of the piranha, you spit. Blaster goes on over your head. Then you jump over the hard blocks before the swamp hits. And continue from there. I don't know if we're able to claim the same spring at that point. I don't think we are, but it's not clear to me yet where it will bounce once we spit it out. I guess if you spit it out towards this spike top, it's actually going to bounce against the far column. I don't know if you'll need to catch it. Whoops, forgot to spit it on the way over. I think you will need to, actually, because it's going to bounce against the second hard block column. So the first hard block column is where the spike is hitting. The second one is where the spring will bounce. It does give you an opportunity to grab it again as Yoshi. I really keep forgetting to spit here while I'm talking. We'll grab it again with Yoshi to see if we continue with the same spring, as I strongly suspect we'll have to. But yeah, I do like very much that you are supposed to figure this out as you go. It's definitely complicated to try to read blind, but I'd rather have that in some ways than have everything over-indicated, when figuring out the path is actually the real satisfaction of doing this. Yeah, because there's some kind of back... Well, I mean, this is Maker 2, so objects... Oops, what a mess. Will drop cleanly against the columns that they are bounced, or rather thrown towards. Which means it's still uncertain whether or not I'll be able to keep the spring past the spike, but we'll try to do it, of course, since everything else in the level up to that point is contingent on keeping the spring for as long as possible and juggling it, so... Huh. That was not it. I wonder if that was early or late. The thing that was throwing me off is that we're bouncing continuously on that piranha. Okay, that was salvageable. That was too late because we were too low. Or maybe I have to go on top of that spike blaster rather than below it. In which case we would want to just drop the spring down towards that column and go over. Because, yeah, if you spin off the piranha as soon as possible, then it drops towards the spike. It should displace it. And then you can go over the blaster column. I don't know if we have enough space there. I just haven't had an opportunity to read that cleanly yet. Really look at it. Next time we take a death there, we may have to take a pause and look at the spacing. Okay, spit. Yeah, once again, the momentum control here has been difficult. Wait. Yeah, so Spike and the Blaster are going to come up pretty high and block off the whole column there, I can see. So we do need to go below, I'm pretty sure. Oh, no, forgot to throw. Okay, we'll try it again. Okay, that's gonna be fine. Missed. Yeah, the momentum control there is tricky. Wait, why don't we just go forward this way? You can just go forward this way and then spit the spring towards the on-off. Yeah, you actually don't need to do anything with a spike then. Because displacing them is a bad idea. You actually can get ahead of the swamp if you slip in between corners that way and then have somewhere to throw the spring from that point on. So, yeah, we actually need the swamp to drop the spike. I see, okay. Getting too fancy with my first theory here. What to do. Missed. Yeah. We get on top of the swamp. I'll show this off, even though we're losing this. And we get over here, on top of the piranha, spit in this location, and then jump with Yoshi up above the munchers, and then we continue. Okay, I can see it now. I can see it. I guess if there's no arrow, we shouldn't assume there's going to be any kind of spit or throw. Because the arrows do consistently tell me that a grab or a throw will happen. Some arrows just give me landing locations as well, but basically in the absence of an arrow, we should maybe assume that keep things in place. Oh, no, forgot to do this. On the other hand, for this initial a bit here where you try to get through the icicle, there's no arrow telling you to do that, but you're not getting very far if you don't know how to do it. Nope. Once again, just got whacked by the note block. Really need to accommodate that extra half tile or so of headroom. Oops. Oh, no, once again, forgot to spit here. Really need to stay focused for this first throw, because we've been slipping up there quite a bit while talking about later parts of the level. Whoops. Okay. Down we go. And over here. Nope, missed. That's a hard one to get. But again, it's a lot of these reversals where you have to cut momentum in the middle of a jump and then continue that I'm having a great deal of trouble with. Yeah, just pull that out. This bit here is particularly tricky. Just grab. Keep missing. Again, we don't need to speed ahead of the thwomp that quickly when we know that we have to wait for it now. Okay, that's good. We get on top. And we get on top over here. Oh, missed it. But that's the way to do it. That you get on top of the right side of the thwomp, actually, and then you spit towards the on-off switch. Actually, I'm not sure, though, because of that falling plant. But we'll see what we can do with it. Whoops. What an overshot. Nope. Nope. Once again. Well, actually, not once again. That rarely happens. We just missed a spring completely. It's okay. Oh, whoops. Yeah. There's sort of jitter back and forth on the thwomp as it hits the hard blocks. Does throw me off quite a bit when I'm just trying to get off that platform. Off the thwomp, I mean. Nope, too low. That's just a matter of going too slow off the piranha. Quite a lot happening this first segment here. We'll make it. Nope, too low. Once again. Yeah, we just missed the jumps off the edge. That's been a problem lately. Too much lag time between thinking something and the finger going down. Oops. Something that's definitely measurable. Not that we have the means to do it. Yeah, the kind of brain to finger latency. There's a term for it. That's we've been having issues. Ah, yes, okay, then we... Oh, didn't think about that. You know what? I bet there's a Yoshi check on the other side here, though. There is. Interesting that there's this lower pipe. I mean, I guess we can just get the clear. But, oh, I see. No, we're supposed to hold the spring at this point. Yeah, no, this is going to be a secret, so we want to see it. We have to clear in spirit, but I do want to see this properly. Okay. Yeah, we took too much damage at the end there, but we need to grab the spring a second time, basically. Have Yoshi plus spring to complete the ending. But we have read everything accurately up to that point. It's just that we made a big mess out of not planning around the icicles in the finale. Nope. Oh, that was bad. But we do want to get the bonus rooms wherever possible, so... let's take the time to do this properly. Nope. Spectacular mess if you do that toss just a little bit late. Okay. And then everything's fine here. We have to get ahead. Then run around just a little bit. I was trying to figure out the position to pick up the spring the second time. Yeah, it's after the muncher drops off the icicle, as with the earlier segment. That's when it's safe to pick up, just as it is here. That's when it's to pick up the spring the second time. Because we can't really run back and forth given how low the icicles are on the right side after that, and how you're kind of blocked off from grabbing Yoshi the second time. So, just need to read that accurately for a moment. Miss Piggy looks like a cool level. It is, very much so. It's part of a super world, but we accidentally skipped over it on the super world map. I have seen the ending, but we're trying to get the bonus room at the end right now. Because we do that kind of thing around here. Hope you're doing well, incidentally. I know you've been playing a lot of Talos Principle and some other things. Whoops. But yeah, it is fun. Very conceptually unique. This is just the second half of it, too. The first half didn't have Yoshi. It was... Oops. More about handling the spring yourself in a much more conventional way. I've not played Talos. It has been... Well, the first one has been in my backlog forever and ever, because it is one that many people have told me is my kind of thing. And I know Talos 2 is out now, but it's one of those where... just sat on the back burner for a while. But yeah, it's come very highly recommended for me specifically, so I should actually take that seriously at some point. Oops. And catch up before I get to the second as well. Yeah, I've been behind on a lot of puzzle games, actually. Too much Mario Maker. Over the past, what, 5 years? Yeah, I'm hoping to get back to some other smaller games at some point this year as well. Back to a couple of smaller idiosyncrasies. Let's not do that. You're finding the golden doors really hard at the moment. It's always interesting to see how well or not puzzle logic is actually transferable between games. you know, which kind of puzzles you can develop a certain aptitude for, just from familiarity with a lot of other puzzle games. Certain things are a little more obvious when it comes to, you know, block pushing or portal-style room re-entry logic and so on. But it's kind of interesting to see what does or doesn't need to be developed as an original skill set. I've been getting a really bad bounce off of the second bit here. And there we go. And yeah, I do leave all my bots up for a reason. So we do have an opportunity to do a second bounce here to reposition, because we don't need to, once again, run out ahead of the thwomp that much. Let's do this. So again, I've seen the ending. Just need a bonus room. Okay, moment of truth here. Oh, no. Spat too early. Yeah, so we just need to get up on top. And I think proceed slowly through the icicles to basically stall for as long as we can until the muncher drops on the left column, obstructing the thwomp and allowing me to grab the spring down below. What we don't want to do is proceed too quickly across the munchers and lock ourselves out from being able to grab the spring the second time. So, oh, whoops, forgot to drop here. Look at how, with the damage boost there, the muncher pushed me into the thwomp overlap. Speaking of, Grokowski is making a puzzle game at the moment. Yeah, he was working on one even before Mario Maker 2 came out, and then I don't know if it's the same one that he's working on now, but he sort of dropped off of the game that he was originally developing because of Mario Maker. And so it's kind of nice to hear that he's getting back to it in some form, even if it is something totally different now. And you were talking about me last night. Nemesis mentioned that Maker 1 puzzle. Oh, that Maker 1 puzzles were cool. Yeah, yeah. I didn't get through nearly enough of the Maker 1 puzzles that I wanted to play, actually, because I wasn't really a puzzle player back when Maker 1 was active. I only really discovered the Maker puzzle genre and explored it thoroughly starting in Maker 2, and so we went back to a lot of that material in Maker 1, of course, but there were still a couple of significant makers I didn't look at all in the puzzle space. So, when Pretendo integrates the level archive, we will look into doing that. And I actually downloaded a couple of additional puzzles that I had not played as well onto one of the Maker 1 profiles I had set up purely for archival purposes, so we actually do have a couple of Maker 1 puzzles we can stream at any point if I want to get back to it, which are ready to go. Yeah, let's not spit too early here. No, oh, wow, that was such a terrible drop. How did I accidentally soft drop? That must have been a down diagonal. Yeah, obviously I was trying to throw towards the on-off. That looked like such a plausible attempt, too. Okay, that was salvage from a bit of a disaster. Oh, too late. Hang on. Yeah, like I said, we have succeeded in this whole segment previously. It's just that we're trying to keep Yoshi and a spring coming out of the ending in order to unlock a bonus room, which is probably not going to be too substantial. It's probably just going to be more one-ups and such again, but it's the principle of the thing. Principle of just grabbing every secret we can. Oh, too low. we're only one world away from finishing this super world anyway, so I do have time to work on a few secrets today. I hope so anyway. We don't know if we'll run into any kind of difficulty wall in World 5. But this bonus level in World 4 here is probably as mechanically demanding as things are likely to get in this whole sequence, so... No! How come I keep missing? Yeah, I must have had some kind of accidental down-diagonal input for sure, because I was trying to spit forward. It just did not happen. This kind of thing doesn't happen in the SMB theme, obviously, where she does not have a soft drop, which is something that throws me off quite a bit when we play in that theme. Usually, but would have helped here, actually. This brief moment. The soft drop has been compromising the attempts. Okay, good grab there for once. Push. Now, nice forward throw. And then we've got a spring, we get out of here. That's good, that's correct. And then, now, we can enter... We said we can enter like this. And that's the bonus room, as expected. And we were kind of capped continuously at 99 in the super world anyway, so... The actual bonuses here wouldn't have mattered too much, given that there's always a 1-up at the beginning of every sequence, but that's going to be clear properly this time, and then we will get back into actually playing the super world in the world format. Very nice level, one of the strongest ones so far. Yeah, the thing I like about B. Suzuki's more difficult levels like this one, and also the bonus one that we were spending an hour on in the last session, which actually has a much higher clear rate, is that they are difficult for good reasons. That, you know, there's something usually technically very memorable about the thing that is the difficulty wall. Let's get back into the super world, though, before we accidentally exit. And let's continue with World 5. Thank you for the GG. So yeah, that was the world we accidentally skipped on the map because I didn't realize the airship was in fact the castle. This time, the castle is, of course, much more obvious. So let's begin World 5. "5-1 Pong 2. Electric Boogaloo. Well, some kind of Pong mechanic, perhaps. Oh. I see, we just need to dodge this as it's going back and forth. We are the ones pinging and ponging around. So we do need to watch where the deflections are going to be. Yeah, because this is going to make it across, and then we need to adjust around the boo columns dropping, so we are often in a position of having to watch a couple of moving parts at once, whoops, where we need to see how the path is opening up while also watching the spiny timing. Oh, whoops, I keep banging my head on a corner there. Okay. Yeah, need a bit more momentum there, and then we need to hit the question block quickly so I have something to stand on to get over the next blue column as it goes down. Oops, I was trying to get ahead of that a bit, but we'll just try to find a nice, reliable path. Yeah, the timing is more relaxed once you actually find a position that works. And there's going to be a brick on the right side over there to drop the next blue column, by the looks of it. Yeah, once again, this jump here, I keep wanting to make it, but then cutting short my initial run because we aren't accounting for the spiny position. That's the thing that we're having trouble with. Dippershad Visser, good morning. We just started the 5th and final world, after taking some time on one of the bonus levels, so to speak, but... Oh, whoops. Oh, didn't think about the one we paneled there as a quick deflection. Timing-wise, we're in the right place, though. We're not going to get ahead of the muncher, obviously, without the bounces happening in the appropriate sequence. Once again, we just haven't had a clean run here. I think we need to jump over the shell and then just speed ahead of it, perhaps. Yeah, you are meant to probably get a high bounce of the second Goomba to adjust the timing properly, which perhaps we haven't been doing as accurately as necessary. Yeah. This here, you don't have much of a platform to run on, and so if you have to dodge the shell as well, that can really throw off the required momentum. Whoops. That's okay, we'll figure it out. Okay. Oh, no. Yeah, maybe we don't want to be running in the same direction there, but... we'll just find a timing that makes sense if we don't bonk our heads on a corner again and again. What a well-placed corner from the lethality perspective. Oops. Spectacularly accurate drop that time. And yeah, we just need a better jump over the second big blue stack. That's really been the biggest question so far. Takes a fair bit of caution combination with momentum control to get that to work just right. I do want this shell to get ahead of me there, I think. But we don't want it to be so late on the question block that we miss the opportunity to set up a proper platform to jump over all the poison mushrooms. I feel like we were a little bit late on all that relative to how we were doing with the poison previously, like right here. Now we get ahead. Oh, I missed the opportunity to jump on the bullet. That's the first time we were reading that, of course, so... yeah, okay. That's the ideal timing for that, I think. We follow this immediately, and then as soon as this big piranha goes down, then we go for the bullet, I think. That seems to be the timing we're looking for. Due to the auto-scroll, there is a right answer to a lot of these timings here. I guess we need to proceed slowly enough that we don't get caught by the icicles there while we wait for the stack to be lowered. The stack was not down yet, but it seemed like the icicles were already going down, and so hope we didn't just get there off the bullet too early, in fact. I don't think we did. I think that has to be a correct bullet that we have to take. Because otherwise you just run into problems with the auto scroll, but yeah, here it's a bit of a forced slowdown. And then, oh, we don't want to hit the top corner because that misses the Goomba completely. I was concerned about that icicle, the third icicle coming down as quickly as it was doing, though. So perhaps after the bullet, yeah, we do have to proceed slowly and drop the icicles one by one, as carefully as we can. Because the shell is going to take its time to open up that final gate. Okay, yeah, just pause and then short bounce over here. Okay, that's good. Okay, yeah, that is time sensitive. I was sort of wondering about that. And then we started to see the snake blocks drop off, because we need to hit the on-off switch once and then get into the up pipe. Actually making the up pipe entry, I'm sure, is going to be the biggest challenge here. No, again, dropping the icicles too quickly. We need to kind of stay on the left and walk over. Dropping the icicles too quickly just locks me out of that position. Okay, let's get over here. We know at this point that we can do this. Then we go over to the on-off switch right away. Oh, maybe we shouldn't approach the shell while it's off screen. And we can't see how far it's going to deflect off the wall. Yeah, short bounce off the second Goomba, that's what I was talking about earlier, and maybe not so coherently because I wasn't being very specific about which short bounce I meant. But yeah, if we take our time on the blaster, then that's a lot cleaner. Wow, that's gonna be a little bit tricky here as we try to dodge it at the last moment under very time-sensitive conditions. Yeah, usually I need to take my time to read what my entry point will be in timing elements like that. With the back and forth that the shell is giving us. That last on-off switch at the end. Follow. We take our time with the bullet. Yeah, we don't want to rush the bullet. We do a single vertical jump on the on-off switch. We don't try to change directions while we're doing it. Miss Biggie, I think the answer to that is usually yes. If you're talking about Dippish Advisor and co-op. I don't know if he's already shown you the level where you just passively leave Luigi in place with a second controller that you don't touch. We just saw that a couple days ago, and highly worth your time. And also playable in its intended form single player, which is sort of unusual on that profile. Oops. Given that it's explicitly marked as 2P co-op. Yeah, I'm sure you can grab the code off of him. Okay, let's head down here and run it. Ah, you played a Super World already, okay. Well, good to know that somebody managed to put together a session for that. I mean, to get through those levels at some point, given my streaming hours, it is a little difficult to put together a reliable, longer-term co-op session, but I do want to make it happen sometime. Because we're severely backlogged in that. We've been talking about it for years. Okay. I was thinking that one-way panel would be a problem when it came to momentum because we're trying to set up a proper jump towards the up pipe, and the one-way panel was obviously creating a bit of a tripping obstacle there that I kind of thought might be the case. I was actually thinking it would be more time sensitive than that because I saw the snake block dropping off. We didn't actually read the extent of that semi-solid, so it's not as time sensitive as I thought it was, but we do still need to enter the pipe properly. And here you go. And up. And back down. Yeah, glad you got the session together. Up, once again, tripping over the one-way panel. Yeah, Mr. All Games All Day tends to finish a little ahead of me sometimes, but then I saw that he had that 12-hour puzzle stream last week, so maybe that's not true. But he's usually a bit ahead of me time-wise. He starts much earlier, though, in the day. Okay. Let's get over here. You need to do more verses? Yeah, I've never had a reasonable experience with verses. I gave up on it very quickly back in 2019. I mean, my network situation is actually better now than it was back then. I say that despite the fact that I actually started my stream late today because I was having connectivity trouble with my Switch in terms of getting the Mario Maker servers to load. And we actually had a disconnection issue last time I played the Super World as well. Thankfully, it was just at the first level. But in terms of versus, yeah, I think I'm still deep in D rank with 0 points because we just lagged out of a handful of sessions and just never got back into it. So that's a whole side of Mario Maker 2 that I didn't really experience. Actually, come to think of it, I suppose that a lot of my Maker 2 experience is kind of non-standard just by being so almost entirely curated. Because I'm not playing Versus or Endless. Whoops. But yeah, you enjoy playing with the community, of course. That's the way to do it. Yeah, Ms. Picky, I've got to catch one of your Mario Party Superstars times at some point. Because it's funny because I haven't played much of the game because I don't really have people to play with locally, but that I know several people who run it on Twitch, and I just never managed to make their times for it. You know, several people I'm acquainted with from other games. And mutual raids and so on. And so at some point I actually do have to experience Superstars as intended. Whoops. There we go. Okay, walk over slowly. There we go. Then... yeah. So, because it's semi-solid, we don't need to worry too much about this. And yeah, just a straight vertical jump was actually the way to handle that. Finally, a checkpoint. Okay, now let's get in here. So, first time seeing this bit here, we have to carefully visualize where the shells are going to actually collide. I do see what a window of opportunity was for this first jump here. That we do want the shell to pass that location and then land on it, and then it's a while before we'll see it because it's going to go past a one-way panel. No, we need to get ahead of it and then jump over it once, I think. We've actually been too slow getting on a mecha. Yeah, we go fast on the mecha, and then over, and then jump again. It does get rather busy down here, and we haven't really had the opportunity to read anything about the upper shell. So yeah, we need to go there quickly, jump, then jump over once the piranhas go down. I mean, my eyes are pretty much glued to the bottom half of the screen right now, so we haven't really looked at much of what's going on with the setup on top with the muncher being dropped on the piranha stack. Because we haven't really been able to pay attention to much of that, but we'll just play it and map it out. Oh, I see. Okay, no, you do go up at this point. That's what the up arrow is for, and of course we didn't look at the fact that I headed straight for the poison mushroom. Because I was still looking at the bottom thinking, okay, what's the continuation here? And then saw the up arrow at the last moment. But yeah, we'll need to watch the position of the poison mushroom and just jump over it. Once we're up top, I think. We jump over it. I landed on it because I was still reading what was going on up top. We just jump over it and then head to the right past the one-way panel. And then watch the shell deflection on a top level. And then so it's the bottom's turn to do a bunch of setup here. Oh, no, we need to follow this across. Okay. And then at this point, we're able to drop down below. The top shell is going to deflect back and forth, and then I need to figure out whether I need to get ahead of it or what. But again, there's quite a lot going on here. We have to follow this way. You know, previously, actually, we were in much better shape with having the poison mushroom lag behind us quite a bit. And not having to deal with it once we're past the one-way panels. Seemingly, anyway. And that time it was approaching us much closer. So, it actually doesn't pay to rush through that. Okay, oh, no. Yeah, the one-way panel there freezes that into place. Ooh, didn't think about touching it at the one-way panel, of course. That was not great. I wonder if I'm getting there too slowly from stalling at the poison mushroom segment like that. But again, we haven't seen what the continuation will be as the piranha wall on the right side goes down. Okay. Let's jump like this. And then fall. Oh. Fall directly down to the shell. Yeah, once we fall down to the lower level, then we need to dodge that shell back and forth. And I wonder if it's going to be a problem with the poison mushroom coming down, actually. I think it's still much too close to us, and it's likely to cause problems. Because I really do want it to have some distance away from us, instead of being an additional moving part that we need to jump back and forth over, while also contending with a spiny shell down below. So, we will see. I didn't actually see what the fate of the poison mushroom is if we still have it on screen the whole time here. Yeah, because blue column there on the right is going to drop. So yeah, we basically switch sides and we have to get back to reading the bottom shell. Oh, too slow here. Okay. That was not well positioned, but we made it. Whoop. Okay. We need to line up against the wall that is above the bumper. That's what it is. We need to use that as a lineup for dropping cleanly down below, and we need to drop in such a way that we're also watching the bottom shell. Basically, we hug that wall and we watch bottom shell at that point. That was not watching the bottom shell. I mean, that was also not very avoidable at that point. So there's a lot of back and forth there. But yeah, trying to just get the poison mushroom out of the picture is, I think, certainly the way to go. Even if it is going to be a bit of a tight margin here initially. So we jump around a little bit. Okay. And here there's not a poison mushroom that's going to come in from up top. We just haven't seen the entry timing for that. Yeah, this is a bit of a complicated read. Your eyes need to be everywhere at once. And once again, we just haven't found the right timing for that. We need to follow the shell over as it's going to the right. We've been jumping over there too early. But we need to do that before the poison mushroom comes down, because that's basically going to act as a bit of a time gate. Where we need to be between the poison mushroom and the shell, going to the right on the bottom row. And from that point, we'll be able to see where the next valid location is going to be. We have a much more reliable method for this area now, at least. Drop down below. And no, we need to let it bounce back, then we follow it over. We know that at this point. And that's with the poison mushroom coming down pretty quickly, so we basically need to get ahead of it as it's falling. And that looks to be the correct continuation, if we can just time it right. See what we intend to do. Actually doing it is, as usual, an additional hindrance. No, again, yeah, okay, we can jump like that, that's fine. All up here, and jump. Then, I didn't see what was going on here. Notice that there's a spiny hat available at the very end, maybe. I think that is a spiny hat. That is obtainable at the one-way panel. I feel like going for it perhaps gets us to the bonus room. Okay, that was just the initial read of that. Should be able to dodge all of this. We go up to the mole. Dodge. Dodge. Fall before it's too late. Nope. Yeah, at that point it's just a matter of dodging the last one, grabbing the spiny hat, and exiting. So that should be the ending. That whoops, missed the opportunity. Okay, let's try this again. Then we'll try to maintain a somewhat reliable method for much of this. Oh, that poison mushroom is still on screen. That's bad news, but oh no, it actually gets out of the way, so. I wasn't quite sure because at that point we hadn't seen what a continuation would be with the poison mushroom on the top row. Hadn't really mapped that out, so maybe we can afford to just follow this like this. And yeah, it drops into that pit. I didn't see that previously. Again, bad timing here. Either I have to go sooner and then jump, or slightly later. Previously, we were successful there by going sooner and then jumping. Whoops. Okay, down this way. And let's not make new mistakes as we've already mapped our way to the ending. Whoops, no. Like I was saying. Okay, back and forth. Yeah, as long as we maintain our existing methods for doing things. Yeah, I know, I do like that additional space that we're given on the poison mushroom, as long as we don't drop directly onto the shell the way I've been doing. It's just a matter of not delaying quite so long after the drop column opens up. Let's come back over here. Follow this. And follow this immediately and jump. Yeah, that timing has been pretty good to us so far. Okay, now here we have all the time in the world, which is often going to be a bit of a trap. But we'll make it. And that's going to give us the bonus room, which is going to be particularly helpful because when we don't need to deal with the threat of that last spiny shell that is directly under the goal, in which, if we did not have this additional safety measure, would almost certainly catch me. I mean, yeah, this would be a problem waiting to happen, as you can see. Not about to do that cleanly. Thank you for the GG. Great level, as we can see. I mean, yeah, this has been a wonderful set in general, but let's see the ghost house. Okay. Interesting. That if we hit the on-off switch, why does this... Oh, I see, because it's just back and forth mechanism that activates immediately, which is interesting because it implies that if you're in this screen... I guess we loaded this in the on state. Maybe if you load it in the off state, then it disables whichever reset mechanism is happening. It does tell me, oh, I see, that will be, I see, it's actually a tutorial for this mechanism here, and so we'll probably exit out on the right side of the flag. But yeah, it tells me that we always reactivate the springs with a certain delay, and it is actually going to be a platforming level, rather than any kind of switching puzzle. and we want to make that corner accurately. And so we hit the on-off switches to drop the enemies out and away if they are causing obstructions, like the munchers do on the floor here, and like the taller columns do on the right side over there. I see some numbers as well. I see a number 3 there. You feel like any kind of puzzle at this point in the world would be a jarring change of pace? Not necessarily. We've had to figure out some things. I mean, there hasn't been anything that's been an outright puzzle. It is a platforming super world, but... One of the reasons I'm aware of this maker, Bizuzuki, to begin with, apart from the fact that he's semi-regular on my stream, is that he is a noted player of a lot of puzzles, escape rooms, etc. himself. And I see his name on a lot of clears of harder puzzles and to such levels with very few clears on them, and he's also the one who was kind of a completionist with secret hunting in a lot of the Mario Maker anniversary events, and put together a tier list of the secret cakes and other bonus rooms year to year. And so it's a maker for whom things like bonus rooms are clearly important. We haven't been seeing all of them because some of them are a little out of reach difficulty-wise, but it's been something we've been taking care to explore for sure. I think the number 3 is probably telling you something about like 3 cycles or 3 switch activations that we'll need to do at that point, because it's not like it's counted up to that point. It's telling me something about number of activations, I think, when we get up there. Maybe some kind of back and forth that we need to do before the auto-scroll pushes us out of position. Let's go back and see. Oh. Okay, that could have been worse. Oh, whoops. Oh, I see. We actually did have enough activations to clear that column. That's what it is about. But you need to have enough switch activations to drop out whatever was sitting there. We actually took so long that we managed to get within range of dropping that with the earlier switch that you see here. Yeah, because we actually managed to drop that before, for some reason. Actually, maybe it's because we spawned the muncher column in as we were in the off state, and there's an edge case, I think, where if you spawn the munchers as you're in the off state, then you actually don't have to deal with them because they spawn while dropping, and then I think that's what happened, because the column was definitely clear on my first attempt there, so there's something that can break it. And, oh yeah, Miss Piggy, I remember that Arantius had that spreadsheet. I hadn't actually looked at it myself. Okay, now we need to do the triple tap here. And then that also drops out to Pokey at some point. Just need to platform up to that point a little more cleanly. Yeah, we can walk there directly, just get up here quickly. Do triple tap. Nope, we don't bump our head there. On-off switch over there is going to drop the Pokey, and then we have to slip down below before the spike tops come over. Actually, I haven't seen Arantius on lately, but then I might just not be around during his hours. I'd have much less time to watch anybody on Twitch compared to how often I used to just hang out on channels. Just as a matter of time's not working out. But, okay, losing too much momentum on this spring, and we were a bit behind. You're not on a systematic quest to beat a lot of them? Yeah, I mean, yes. Quality, not quantity. But I'm consistently astonished at just how many original puzzle mechanics and structures can exist in this game. People keep coming up with. We see new concepts in the puzzle genre all the time. I was saying this about Maker 1 as well. Often the worst part of playing puzzles is actually having to do the execution of playing Mario. I find. Because after you see a solution, you still need to, you know, just push objects for half an hour. Okay, so we do need a little bit of a jump down there. We can't just fall to it. And then it'll be another on-off switch over to the top right, which will then clear the muncher, and then you kind of wrap around the column where the single muncher is sitting. This will be clear when I get back to it and visualize what I'm talking about. So 2 more levels after this one as well. So we're making good time today. We're a bit behind. I could tell because we're that far behind. Getting past that spring is going to be a bit of a problem. It's probably still doable with good momentum control, but we don't have good momentum control, so we can't rely on that. No, I was trying to jump towards the on-off switch directly, but we just slipped. And then... Oops. Interesting, by the way, that the cover art for this level just has this square inside the square rather than something like an on-off switch inside a square, but I wonder if maybe it wouldn't be an entity issue given that the main world practically has nothing to it if we're already seeing the flag on that screen. We're too slow here. But 2 taps would do it because we were far enough to the right that time. On the first tap, whoops, but you need to do that quickly enough to drop down before the spike tops struck to jump. Oh. That's okay, we'll get there. Let's try not to miss. We do want to get back ahead of the auto-scroll if we can, even though delaying that first switch for that long does save us a switch press later on in the tap 3 segment. Oh, here it didn't though, we still need tap 3 here. So yeah, we just need to get to that on-off switch off the falling platform much more cleanly. Much more cleanly if we can. Much better. Now, oh, not bump our heads too much, because now we're in big trouble. Low headroom is very often a problem here. Not in this level specifically, but for me generally. Oh, yeah, once again, we just fell pretty poorly onto that. I was expecting a bit more forward momentum, but I think we'd already backed out of that. And the spring just kind of straightens you out upon landing. Oh, that was a problem. Luckily, we actually saved ourselves 2 tabs because of the reset mechanism. That was interesting. We'll get up here pretty cleanly. Oh! Oh, didn't expect it to fall like that. I was thinking wrapping around a bunch of... No, I guess we just beat the reset timing to get dunked down to the bottom there. I didn't think that was a sequence, but looking at the spacing on that single muncher now, that right all along, we'll just be able to drop through directly. Yeah, so the reset mechanism actually killed one muncher for me here earlier, which was convenient. So, yeah, we need to react to it much faster, of course, and keep going. Then up to the on-off switch, back down, and over to the pokey column once the pokey is dropped. Yeah, there's no room for hesitation there. It does need to be very quick point-to-point. Oops. Yeah, so... Oh, that already killed all 3. Probably because, once again, the reset mechanism just killed the munchers at the perfect time, so... So there is actually a little optimization that we can do there if we know the precise moment to hit the on-off switch, but I'd rather not take that risk. It's, in the end, going to be easier to do things as intended. You need to get up here to that platform to make the jump anyway. Okay, quickly. And quickly. Not quickly enough. And then I do see the key. That is going to allow me to wrap around. Now, the thing about the key is that key is going to remain in the subworld. Key door, rather, takes you somewhere else in the subworld, so... Not done with this yet. Oh, tab 3, yeah, once again. Got a bit complacent there after shortcutting that on multiple occasions. It's kind of good that this level is resilient enough such that the delayed timing, eliminating a bunch of columns quickly, doesn't really break anything at all, actually. It puts you in the same kind of position. Afterwards. Anyhow. Oops. That was slightly late. And then we'll have to figure out muncher plus on-off that last segment afterwards. I'm not clear right now how to actually get to the key door after the key, but we're just not there yet. We don't know what's going to spawn in position once we get that far. Whether it's something floating along or some other platform to navigate around. Could be that the auto-scroll reveals something at that point as well, if it is a custom scroll, but it might just be a straight auto-scroll, I'm not sure. The fact that we have the ceiling continuously blocked off there tells me that it may be a vertical scroll stop between the bottom and top halves. So possibly that will clue us into what's going on past the key door if it's taking us to, say, the top half of the subworld. But we will think about that when we get there. We'll probably think about that a lot more before we get there, but that's why we will also die often. Yeah, get here as quickly as possible. Good, nice clean timing this time. What on earth? Wait, how do we do that? Oh, yeah, no. You wrap around to the left. I wasn't reading the one-way panel accurately. I was reading it as a hard wall. Yeah, one-way panels I find visually confuse me sometimes. because even if you're in the direction of travel, I read them as a wall. So then the big column on the right is just basically a time constraint, which we had plenty of time to beat. I just didn't see what the continuation would be after getting the key, because we didn't think about just wrapping around only panels facing left. That we're supposed to do. Yeah, if we're really quick to that spring, then we've got lots of time with all of the spawns here. Oh, missed it. And past that point, everything is just a timing check. Okay. So, as long as we don't trip over every muncher, we should be able to get to the key door fairly quickly. After having mapped out all of this, we'll see what remains from that point. Okay, a couple of quick taps here. Seems like we're a little late in the spring this time, but we made it. Nope. That's because we were just late enough for the 5-stack column to be a bit further to the left than expected. That was salvageable if we landed with a bit superior momentum control, which we did not have or demonstrate. Oh. Can we salvage this? Yeah, we can. Kind of. Not very well, but yeah, we're a little behind on the auto-scroll at this point. That's a problem. This jump specifically, that's a problem. That's the tightest auto-scroll check that we do have to contend with if we bump our heads on anything and slow down along the way. So let's not trip on everything and see how we can revise accordingly. Okay, out this way and out this way. Yeah, we'll try to tap that quickly, not bump our head. Okay, auto scroll timing looks good right now. Looks quite good right now, in fact. Oh, and of course we had to trip over the muncher at the last moment. We had plenty of time. I think that was a bit of a time pressure choke. But we were fine. We were in a good position. Whoops. Best attempt yet, though. That's nothing to scoff at. We'll see what awaits us on the other side. Nope. Okay, down we go. Well, that's not what I meant by down we go, but we saw it anyway. Okay, up. Timing was a little bit behind that time. I could tell. Just had a little bit too much airtime on a few of the jumps, perhaps. Don't exactly know where we lapsed, but we definitely lapsed. Which is not a reason to tighten up the corners too much. But we'll get back there and try to clean things up. Okay. Down. Okay, timing looks pretty good. Spacing, however, needed work. Timing looked great, actually. We were very quick about it that time. But there's a lot we can still clean up. Nope, missed. And unfortunately, we still need to do the triple tap, so we're going to be way behind this time. Yeah, that was going to be a problem. That we lost that much time on the auto-scroll and didn't manage to make up for it with the edge case that kills all the munchers in a stack at once. Oh, miss. And then now we're way behind, yeah. Well, let's try it again. That slope above, that gentle slope above those spike tops doing their work. Making their minor contribution to getting Mario out of here. Okay, that's decent spacing. Yeah, we just need to line up on that top left block there, and that cleaned that up. Okay. We needed to read that really quickly, seeing that the first time, and yeah, we just needed to aim for that on-off block on the left twice consecutively, and that would have cleaned it up, and then drop the muncher by the exit pipe out of the way, so... Yeah, just a bit of mental delay there on actually reading that room for the first time. Really interesting room, though. I like how it's kind of narratively continuous with the giant spike top stack trying to push you out of the way, right to left, in the previous room. It's always a nice touch to see things like that sort of complete the flavor of the level. Yeah, where you get chased into the key door, but no, it's not over, you just keep getting chased. Did have to process a lot of information very quickly on seeing that for the first time, but it's very clear what to do at this point. We just need to hit the targets and not stall too much while we're doing so. Okay. I was a little bit worried about timing there, but we managed. Line up. Get in. Let's hit the on-off switches in sequence. Oh, missed. Yeah, had to carefully read which columns the springs were going to drop on. I mean, if you're reading the top level to see what's about to drop in what position, all of the information is clearly visible to the players, just that your attention is usually going to be elsewhere, specifically on trying to hit the targets. Because we're losing a lot of airtime to just jumping around looking for the next safe position, when if we anticipate which column we should be aiming for, we'll be able to save quite a lot of time on that segment. Okay, drop this. Go timing looks pretty good so far, pretty relaxed. Very relaxed, in fact. Okay, so now... Missed. We read everything accurately. We had plenty of time to work with. We just missed a switch. Again. But yeah, if you kind of watch which column is going to drop the next spring, then you know not to waste too much airtime on the way there. That's how to fix that segment. Okay, up we go. And then back to the ending. Missed. Yeah, that reversal there is surprisingly challenging, even if you know exactly what to hit and what to go for. I mean, I think part of it is that, you know, there's that pressure coming in visually of the spike top wall heading your way, and I think maybe that's making me flinch a little bit to the left and a little bit shorter to switch itself. I think that's probably what's happening there psychologically to get us to back up a little too much on the reversal. Yeah, best to do it by hitting the corner. Okay, we're out. Finally. And that is going to be the ending. Wonderful level. Yeah, timing's beautifully put together, I think. And even that one little bit of potential spawn jank with the triple muncher column really didn't wind up being an issue either way. You know, in the end it was still best to just take the intended timing, so let's keep going. And this place is full of one-up huts for a level that just throws one-ups at you anyway, at every segment. Anyway, 2 more to go. This one and then the castle. So we'll see. No star. So yeah, I guess this is a level where you avoid the stars lest you... Oh, I see. It's going to be a switching mechanism. Like a state switch. I don't know if it's a freeze frame detector or what, but... Because... Nope. Well, just an initial segment telling you not to pick up the stars, I suppose, but it tells you that there is a switching mechanism for the state detection, whoops, on top of the stars, just, you know, disabling you from jumping where you need to go. Nope. Well, this could be a little bit tricky. 3 pink coins. We'll see eventually how that's relevant. Nope, we don't want to do that right away. We probably could potentially go fast, but right now we need to find something reliable. What if we do go fast and try to sneak under, and maybe the first cycle gives us some kind of reliable timing to work with? No, we're going to let the stars go left or right, and yeah, let's just read the timing check here. As is, and just dodge it. No. Just trying to read that little bounce as well before we get over. There is kind of a brief safe zone there of 1 tile that we should take as a safe zone. Like this here is a safe zone. Which means we can wait until the stars here go left, and too soon still. But that gives me a moment to read that as a bit of a relaxed timing if we just let the bouncing chain here. Get out of the way. Nope. Okay, not enough of a run there. That was the issue. Yeah. Nice star pattern here. I mean, I guess it's essentially like a super fast chain chomp. Yeah, we need to build up more of a run, and we need to build up more of a run with good timing, which means I'll have a certain amount of distance from the stars bouncing up and down in terms of the latency between starting my motion and completing it, which is always difficult for me to deal with, but we will walk around. And then we need to probably... I think we can sneak under before the claw drop becomes relevant, right? Let's try it. Okay, good. That's fine. That's good. Now there's another long distance timing gate, which is always trouble. Okay. Sneak over here, and then... Oh, a star's gonna bounce. This is gonna be a problem, because, yeah, basically... Okay, yeah, that's fine. Got it. Just needed to be a bit relaxed about it. Now we are tall, which is a problem, because we don't want to be tall here. With all that it entails. It's just one star in a cloud, but... Yeah, because you get dunked like crazy. I mean, we will want to crouch jump quite a bit in the segment to avoid touching that. We'll want to watch whether the star is coming left to right or right to left as we tug it over, because the cloud is something that's contingent on the camera. I wanted to crouch jump there, no, we missed it. We will need to wrap around to get the fire flower in order to drop the blaster column, which we can do. Let's wait for this to come down, and then there we go. Oh, let's make sure the camera is not tugging back too much here. We want to crouch, which means that we will... Oh yeah, we do need to force our way through a bit. I knew that, we just didn't do it quickly enough. Very cool section on red coins. Yeah, it's great. And it's something that you can do in a relaxed fashion too, because it lets you read it, and then it lets you manually start it up with the POW. And then, you know, you actually do want the star to be alive, but past you for much of it. And so it is possible to just do it strategically, which is nice, instead of just dodging like mad. It's very well put together. Oh, no. Oh, that was close. Okay, here we go. Then we need to tap repeatedly here if we can. It just needs to... Oh, get out of the way. Yeah, I want to minimize the camera movement, basically. But we have to build up a bit of a run, which means camera movement is going to happen. Here we go. Now we need to fire at that without losing our position here. Oh, no, one-way panel. Yeah, we didn't crouch jump off of that. We did not think properly about that one-way panel. Oops. No, oh, no. There we go. Let's not rush it. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of crouch jumping. Make that 5-tile distance something we'll need to watch. Because it looks like the one-way panel is placed pretty high here, actually. But we'll just need lots of momentum towards it. Okay. Let's go quickly. Tap. Oh. Yeah, we do want to fall back to the left if we can. Oh. And we didn't. So yeah, we need to clear 5 tiles with the crouch jump. That's fine, we can do that. We just need good timing for it. Oh, what a tug there. It's okay. Oh, no, I was trying to fall back. The thing is, we do have to fall back because we can't fire out of the crouch jump. Can't just do it in one continuous motion, I don't think. Oops. Missed a crouch. Okay, let's come down again. No. Thought I had enough of a margin there, but that was clearly not true. Just wait a moment. Then down we go. Okay, there we go. That's tricky, but you know, we'll do it now. Yeah, we do need to fall back down to the left, I think. Because the column is tall enough that it will take a while to fall. Okay. I think so, anyway. Yeah. Has to be a shot and then back to the left. Nope. Well, let's just find a good firing angle. That's good. We don't need to crouch out of this one, I don't think. Whoa. I feel like we were not supposed to lose that. But then... on the other hand, no, we do want to get the star, actually. But then I don't see what we can land on. Oh, no, we can land on a cloud, of course. Yeah, we do grab the star, we land on a cloud. Maybe the blasters give us something to work with, like a P-balloon or something. But we do have to get enough of a jump to land on a cloud. Then... oh, coins, okay. I see, okay. That's all there is to it. We could grab coins for the points or something, but I guess we'll just finish it instead. Okay, that was actually a fairly simple ending then. Shorter and sweeter than I thought it would be. And then we took our time with it. Okay, one more to go and then we're done. So it'll be a comparatively short stream today, but I expected that given that we came in here with 8 levels remaining. Super Mario Maker 2 1/4. Where's the quarter coming from? Oh. Time to pay respects. You would think that Bowser would give us no quarter. Left on the conveyor. Now, why would that be? Oh, yes, no, it's just a spin high jump. It's probably F for final or something, not F to pay respects, but, you know. I guess we need to pull back until we are ready to take the conveyor over that jump. Why is it telling me to press left? Oh yeah, because we need to get boost stack out of the way, that's why. Boost stack out of the way, and then we can go, but not in that position. Yeah, we face left so the big wall of little boos doesn't chase us out of there too quickly before we're ready to proceed. Oh, down to the creeper. I just saw the dry bones. Okay, so it's a high bounce off the creeper, then down to the dry bones. It was a little bit well concealed down there. Left until we do this. Up here, high bounce. And we'll try not to hit it. Down to the dry bones, over to the donut block. Possibly... well, no, we will only be hitting the creeper that once because it will get back into a left-facing position afterwards. We just need better angling going down there, and then we need decent timing on that donut drop. Not that we have much control over it. Oh, whoops, no, we need to move this out of the way first, of course. Yeah, because we have the Pivas, I don't remember the name, swirling around the clear pipe entrance. I think mostly just a bit of an illusory threat, but we'll see what we can do. Without messing around too much at the beginning, with all the boos breaking the fourth wall and facing the audience, while giving us the biggest facepalm they can manage. Oh, okay, we were late, I guess. No, we just need to jump an additional time, perhaps, and it's telling me to go left, which tells me, yeah, we do need to just evade that timing before we drop the donut block. There'll be one jump there by the looks of it. Need to be a little bit better about actually getting off that conveyor. Okay. Let's not do that, of course. We're just trying to position ourselves accurately, but... Get down we go. Yeah, and then it'll be a single jump here. I did say that previously, we just didn't do it. Pull. Back. Huh. There's a specific timing here we need to go for. Maybe slightly later than what we did there with the donut drop. So, perhaps we just need a higher jump. That location is a little bit difficult to read it, but... There we go. Oh, I see. That's why you face left, because you need to move that boo out of the pipe. Yeah, you actually need to jump there repeatedly, potentially, until the boo is just out of the way. Or maybe we just didn't face left to begin with. Yeah, I didn't even think about positioning that boo. We just didn't read this. Yeah. We need to jump and face left until the boo is out of the way. We cannot go until that is done. Looks like that's going to be a consistent feature of this level. In the ghost castle. Move all of this out of the way eventually. Okay. Get left. Okay, that's good. And then, oh, no. But then, yeah, if you face right while timing that, then all the boos on the left side come in and try to squash you as well. So we can't take forever there. We only have so many cycles that we can work with before we get pinched on one side or the other. And they are fast boos. We just need to face left for long enough to let them fly. It's kind of tricky because we're trying not to fall out of that area. We're also trying to pick a good timing for the donut drop here. I see what I intend to do timing-wise, but we just, again, haven't done it. We'll take a little bit of work here to sort out. Oh, terrible fall there. Okay. And again, yeah, we do need to basically hop over that stack and then maybe do another short hop before we drop the donut block. Because we need to make sure they don't catch us at the bottom of their circle either as we try to enter the pipe. Oh, we don't want to hold for that long. Took a little bit too long in the boot that time. It does tell me that it's actually doable in one cycle if we just face left continuously and maintain that jump with a twirl a bit, but you need to be very deliberate about your facing direction to get through that successfully. Yeah, because we weren't accounting for the winged boost speed, obviously. But just trying to maintain position there and do the jump with a twirl. Oh, nope. Let's remember to face. Okay, here we go. Then, down this way. Eventually. There probably is a one-up on the right side of the entry point. It would be very much in keeping with how generous this entire Super World sequence has been. But we can check it. I mean, it's not something we're going to go for consistently. Never mind then. Maybe not. I mean, it is the final level. Maybe. Oh no, you do get a one-up right at the warp block. That's why we're still at 99, despite all the deaths. Okay, let's get back to the timing that we had before. Over we go. And then, that's fine. Bounce, shallow angle, face left. And then, nope, still not a good timing there. We need to account for how long it takes for the donut block to drop, which is a consistent problem in its own right. It's difficult to time that because, you know, if you stay on a donut block, you've really committed to a particular timing that has a lengthy response time. A lengthy delay before you can make another decision. Essentially, you're committing to several seconds worth of hoping that you have the pipas in a safe location. And if you're that committed, well, we have the plan anyway for positioning the flying boo out of the way on one cycle like this, basically twirl, and then we face right. And twirl, no, too late. We need to make that jump slightly earlier. The boos are going to come in from the left side, and we know that's going to be an issue, but we do need to wait on that. So, right now we just need to find the donut drop timing. We had a donut drop timing done previously, we just didn't think about positioning the boo first. Oh, and then now we have a problem because we stayed facing left for too long. Yeah, if we can find a consistent entry point there, that will solve a lot of issues. Oh, no. I missed a pipe. We had a clear opportunity and I just missed a pipe. I mean, that's about our only opportunity because at that point the boos really try to squish you. Chase you down. Yeah, it's the flying boos to the left here. And in fact, if we can freeze them and potentially just hold their position way out of the way while we're waiting to drop off the cloud. Yeah, because it's actually these boos here. We kind of let them go left a little bit, but not far enough to the left, and then they got tugged back to the right because they were still in spawning range, or in, well, not in despawning range, basically. Yeah, they're only slightly off screen, so they're going to be a problem if we stall for too long on the donut drop. Okay. So let's get back here. Up here. Face right. And then, oh. Yeah, we needed to hang right and then get out of there before the spike ball hits, and then face left once again to probably reposition another boo. After that, that's what the arrows have consistently been telling me. Face left to get some kind of unseen boo column out of the way. It will be seen by the time we get to the arrow, but we need to go there first. So we just flubbed the drop out of the pipe. And that was the best attempt. First time we've been able to successfully make the pipe. Nope, once again. Can't stall for that long as it's sweeping up. But yeah, we want to hold the boos on the left for as long as we can. Just to buy ourselves more time. Whoops. In fact, the further we move the first wing stack to the left here, the better. Although, of course, we can't move them so far that they obstruct a jump. Face left. Then, oh, no, bad timing. Didn't get squeezed like that before, and it was kind of odd. Bad angle. Well, we're going to have to work for it. Okay. Okay, now we can go. Icicle is going to come down here. Yeah, and then when the icicle comes down, we need the boos to be out of the way by enough that we can get on the thwomp. Once we get on the thwomp, that looks like it's a side thwomp that's going to let us sail to the right. Then we need to do a bit of quick platforming there over some obstacles we have not really had the opportunity to read properly yet. But that was the new best attempt, and we'll try to make something happen from it. And then hold over. Oh. And Hugh Bingunny, welcome. If I've pronounced that correctly. Okay. Oh, nope, didn't want to wall jump there. I was trying to just turn around on a donut block, but we faced into the wall too quickly and got the wall slide, which was absolutely not what I wanted to do. Everybody who speaks English pronounces it like that. I see. Yeah, let me know if we should be using a different language's technology here. It's okay? Alright. Yeah, it might be difficult to explain to me the correct pronunciation via chat anyway, so I'm glad that's okay. I run into a lot of streamers with trouble pronouncing my handle as well, so I'm used to it. You know, as in, I understand the feeling perfectly. Oh no, we didn't move the boos quickly enough. We need to face left continuously so they are way out of the way. I got your name right after a solid 4 months? Did it really take that long? What did I call you before that? Okay, let's... Whoops. There we go. Pretty sure it's shorter. You were exaggerating for the worst case. I feel like the Luigi solo co-op level that we played the other day was already exaggerating for a worst case, so I feel like that work has been done. We really need to pull those boos further to the left before we do that, even if we can make it over that corner. Okay. Anyway, let's try this. It's not that hard if you speak German. I assume you mean Derbishad Visser's name, not your own. But I could be wrong. But he's German too, I see, okay. I couldn't quite tell. I do not speak German, I just have enough of the phonology to get by and make my way through a few things. I do have family members who speak German, but can't say that's my own expertise. Okay, hold continuously, and we fall in. And then we need to pull the boos, jump, fall before the POWs, and I knew the POWs were going to chain. We were just too slow. I knew they were going to chain. Should you follow? Well, you know, if you're into this kind of thing. That level was for a contest anyway. A friend made one with a theme, bring your friend to the goal. And the rule specifically was that you could not make a co-op level. Yeah. Well. Does that count? Yeah, you see, this is what happens when Nintendo doesn't let us use the Toad escort in the campaign for our own levels. Because that's what the level actually plays like, right? Except, of course, with the sort of player activations of things like snake blocks and skulls and so on. because it's the closest thing I've seen to something that actually looks like Nintendo gave us the Toad Escort in the campaign that everybody by now has forgotten. This. Oop, need to hold just a little bit longer. Your level was essentially a knee-jerk reaction to that rule. Yeah, that's what Luigi's good for anyway. Anyway, I don't know if you're asking me or asking Dibashadvisor if you should follow, but... like I said, if you're into this kind of thing... Whoops. Okay, let's try this again. Yeah, I mean, you know, you're entitled to your own decision-making agency when it comes to that. It's really your choice. We like to maintain the illusion of free will around here, some of the time. That's what video games are for. Nope, we're in big trouble now. Oh, nope, missed it. That was a good timing, too. We just missed it. We nearly saved that position. Almost. Nope. Okay, nope. Short hop. Go. There we go. Base left. No. Yeah, I was too far over on that block, and I didn't give myself enough distance to run. Deutschland auf die Eins? Is that right? You see? We get away with a few things from time to time. Thank you for the follow. Oh, whoops. Okay. We need to have one cycle here and then jump and drop. There we go. A little bit tight, but now we try not to spin too quickly. Why do we want to face right there? Oh, because otherwise the boos come too quickly before you get a chance to do the jump. So it's all about maintaining the next boo stack in position until we want to move it, but because they're winged, we only have so much flexibility to work with here. Nope, slipped. Yeah, we want to really kind of adjust dead center on that brick while facing left continuously. The thing is, you really have to resist the temptation to adjust back and forth in this level because there's that bit of a wind-up time to the winged boos, which means that you need to face in a consistent direction, or at least a little bit. Yeah, we definitely died there. No question about it. Why are there that many lurkers in here? Yeah, people are free to lurk. I don't necessarily think of that as that many. I mean, you know, it's fairly typical. when I'm not doing viewer levels, you have a lot of people who just want to watch Mario Maker or leave it on in the background while they're doing some making or playing themselves. And the stream isn't necessarily that chatty. Okay. Oh, no. Bad timing on that. And this will be the last level today anyway, so... do that. Don't know what you expected with the SW command. Whether it was a switch friend code or merely a quotation from Star Wars or something, in which case, don't be too proud of this technological terror you constructed. Oh, so you are looking for the friend code, okay. Let's see, I don't play multiplayer on this stream enough to have it be worth sharing, but every now and then I open up a co-op lobby for a specific level or something. Let's try to continue this way. Yeah, because it's not like I ever play Versus or anything on the stream. So really, all you'd be getting out of the experience is seeing how many hours I put into Fire Emblem. This is the greatest stream for Europeans to have their coffee, or the greatest stream for Americans to express their slumber. Yeah, there are a lot of people who fall asleep on the stream and explicitly tell me that, you know, they like using the stream as a sleeping aid, as a way to dream. Mario Maker dreams or something. And whoops. Okay. I still need to position him a little bit. No, this took too long to adjust. We didn't find the position I wanted initially, so... Thank you for the virtual cheers. But yeah, like I said, people interact a lot more when it's viewer levels, otherwise they're quite free to lurk. And that's just part of the accepted culture here, which is perfectly fine. I mean, maybe it's not that interesting if I'm just stuck on a platforming level where I just talk about the same jumps I'm missing all the time, but, you know, try to keep things reasonably engaging. Oh, yeah, no, facing the wrong way. Yeah, face right to freeze those guys on the right. There is a very deliberate timing that's intended here, so let's hit it. I read part of that message. You wrote your entire internship report to me smashing my head against something, but we need to read this properly. Smashing my head into a wall I wanted to climb in. Tears of the Kingdom. Was that when I was falling asleep? Because there was, I think, more than one stream where I was kind of falling asleep, and that's why I was banging my head against the wall. But there were definitely some moments where I was very alert and also banging my head against the wall, so... I can't really tell. Yeah, I mean, somebody can always redeem the Toadette reward for you if you are nice enough. Few enough rewards and enough regular lurkers here that I'm sure somebody will be happy to oblige. But I've got tons and tons of hidden commands, that's why I don't list the commands. Because I have tons of old commands from earlier streams that I just never got rid of either. And if we displayed it, it would just be a total mess. Oh, I still need to fix my follow age command because the API changed. I'm forgetting to do that. Oh, okay, we positioned it accurately that time, we just missed a jump. Then we need to get down to the POWs quickly, which was what we did on the best attempt, but we missed a POW chain on the best attempt. That's as far as we've gotten so far. That was a while ago. We've flubbed a lot of attempts since then. You're saving up for channel points prosperity. That's fine. I think there's such a great disparity in channel point accumulation between my regulars and people who are less regular at this point that I would need to come up with a much more substantial point dump for, I don't know, 100k points or something. Anyway, it won't take you that long to accumulate 420 points. I'm sure. Hang around for 69 minutes or so or something. Actually, I have no idea what point accumulation is like nowadays, despite also lurking on many channels. Okay. Drop. Small jump over here. Yeah, it's that little extra small jump. After you dodge those, that is the key. Okay, move the booze. Now we need to get down here quickly before the POW chain, and then... Wait. It says left, but I'm climbing, so how do I change the facing direction? I have to jump, I think. I have to jump and get back on a tree, and maybe the facing direction switches and stops when I am on a tree. It occurs to me at this point that I've never really thought about the facing direction in relation to the 3D World tree mechanics, as opposed to something like the vine climbs and the standard styles. Yeah, all those arrows telling me, no, you want to face left, and I knew we had to face left, but I was thinking, well, is it something we can just do mid-climb, or no, it's not, we do need to jump off and back on. Not very often that you'll see a level actually test that mechanic, right? I'm playing so much of this game, and I can't think of very many instances where facing direction on a vine actually mattered. Yeah, we have a bot. We have chat commands too, you just haven't found them yet. So for example, I wonder if this still works. I wonder if I still have this. Maybe we don't have that. Okay. Where I don't remember what command it was. Or the Dr. Seuss thing that I had when I was. It wasn't a Samus command. It was maybe it was. I don't remember my own commands, to be honest. Never mind. Where are my mod commands anyway? Okay, never mind. Yeah, because I never changed the World bot. It was good back in Mario Maker 1, and then it was the best solution in the early weeks, early months of Mario Maker 2, and then it started breaking a lot due to database issues with the code verification, and so we just turned off the verification eventually when it started kicking too many people's level codes. For no good reason. Okay. Maybe a lot of my old Nightbot commands are dead. Anyway, we're not running an open queue today anyhow. It's not viewer levels right now, so I actually don't have the bot active. And I will not be able to stay after the Super Bowl today, but I do run viewer levels fairly regularly week to week, so there will be opportunities for sure if you want to send me something. But yeah, if the stream says viewer levels, then I'm running viewer levels. If the stream does not say viewer levels, I'm not running viewer levels. Funny how that works. And funny how difficult it is for some people on Twitch to get that, by the way. No, you're fine. I'm sure you understand that, but some people who hang around on Mario Maker Twitch really don't understand that not every stream is viewer levels. And yeah, the thing is that we take a long time. This is B. Suzuki's World. The code is in the stream title. And yeah, it's World 5, but there are only 5 worlds in this one. It's not a full 8 worlds. So this is the last level. Because this Super World had 20 levels total. Yeah, that's what I'm doing over the next few weeks is partly a lot of Super Worlds and also a puzzle contest that we'll be judging in about a week's time. Speaking of bot commands, maybe... whoops. This works. There we go. And the entries are starting to trickle in from a lot of the old contest regulars. We're always a joy to see you participate. Oh, overshot. Yeah, so Nightbot decided to show up today after all. Show up for work. I have to clean up my chat commands actually. We still have a whole ton that are hanging around from years back. They're totally not relevant anymore. Hang around like this, okay, good. Hang right. Go jump, hang left. And then, well, okay, so much for that. And yeah, we need to get way ahead of the swamp and under the ant troopers over to the second POW. Then we have everything with a tree, exactly. This level even says F at the beginning to make it abundantly clear that we are here to pay respects. Whoops. Favorite number? Yours is 69. I'm not really surprised. How are those 420 channel points coming along, by the way? You're definitely not alone when it comes to this stream. And for some reason, people's fascination with the year of the Apollo landing. Yeah, to Bashad Visser, your favorite number is 2. Not surprising. What do you have against 4-player co-op anyway? Okay, let's get over here. out. No, not enough of a tug there. We can let the icicle drop a little bit further, just to get the boos out of the way. They're winged boos, so they're going to fly out quite a great distance if we just wait for the icicle to drop a few additional tiles. Or we still have room to deal with it. Whoops. But yeah, we're based in... yeah, where am I from? You're asking. We're based in Canada most of the time. More than I used to be, in fact. But this is very off-peak hours for a lot of people. It means that we tend to have a predominantly European viewer base, actually. Getting later into the stream. Which is very much expected. Easy answer, finding playtests with 4 people is impossible. Yeah, that's true. Difficult enough with 2. And the thing about the Warp World bot, by the way, is that it doesn't even answer you unless you see the widget displayed, like the web widget, because that's what actually is a critical piece of parsing the commands, unlike some other fewer level bots that track things separately, so. And that's not the command to open a queue regardless. But worth trying, perhaps. Oops. But yeah, this will be the last level we play today. For sure. We're still in the first segment. I'm sure there's going to be a boss out of this too, because we're still in the castle. So, finding people for the QA of your basic stuff has been tough enough. Yeah, that's true. And then, you know, multiplayer has kind of its own base of mechanical knowledge from the player's perspective too. Like picking up other players, for instance. Okay. Oh, whoops. Too early. Yeah, I have not really been following this year's edition of the UEFA Champions League. I occasionally follow football casually, particularly with a lot of the international matches. You know, like with the Euros later this year, we'll keep up with those. But okay. I recently saw a bit, well, because I'm not in London anymore, I recently saw the recorded version of a play at the National Theatre in London last year that was a play called Dear England, which was about Gareth Southgate assembling the English international side, reassembling it basically. And it was starring Joseph Fiennes very convincingly as Gareth Southgate, which was really funny. So, and actually the actor who played Harry Kane in that play won the Olivier Award for Supporting Actor, I think. You know, basically the UK equivalent of the Tony Awards for the London stage. So, yeah, move the booze and sit in the middle, so this will be the Bowser fight, obviously. I missed the storyline of Dortmund utilizing black magic to get to the UCL files. Really? I'll have to look that up afterwards.
Oh no!
Yeah, I have to figure out how to make this jump. Maybe we can do this while small. Maybe the point is that you are forced to do it while small, but no, I don't think so. I think it's probably doable. This is kind of a scrolled platforming sequence with Bowser in flight form here. Oh no. That felt like an RNG hit. But alright. Okay, there we go. That I understood finally. Ant Trooper. What do we do with the Ant Trooper? We can't do anything with the Ant Trooper until... Okay, so track block has to come up, and then what makes the track block come up? Alright, we don't understand much about this segment yet. We're still doing the initial read-through, so... Whoops. Yeah, besides, there's some people have the Twitch auto filter, I think. I don't, because not that I've streamed Scrabble in a long time, but it does cause problems when streaming Scrabble. It actually causes problems with level codes too, because there are a lot of level codes where Twitch thinks that you're trying to write an offensive word, but replacing letters with numbers, for instance, to try to disguise it, and their bot picks it up. Like if you have the automod settings turned to the default, it actually blocks level codes occasionally because it'll read parts of level codes as attempts to circumvent the blocks for offensive three-letter words. So we don't do any of that. I have my sort of Twitch auto filters on a fairly minimal setting, and hopefully people don't use that. Okay, finally got through here. Somebody super. Not anymore, we're not. So, this is gonna sink, but then how do we continue? Oh, wall jump, okay. Okay, that makes a lot more sense, that you wall jump off towards it, and then, wow. Or block out of here. Okay. We will need to use the pipe strategically, I think, occasionally. If we're in a position where we have issues. So we do need him to break some of the hard blocks, I think. Yes, that's what I thought. And we'll want him to break the other side too. Whoops. Okay. Whoops. Okay. Nope. I think we want to position him a little further to the left, actually, if we can. The Bowser fight actually seemed like it might be fairly simple. It's just all about positioning the fire, and so... MGM1, you've been running pretty late today. Hope Ace Attorney has been going well. We're on our last level of the day, and we've been on here for quite a while. This is the final boss of the Super World. And so you came in at a very opportune time. There's a reason for that. You beat the game. Congratulations. How many more Ace Attorney investigations does that leave? Whoops. Yeah. Oh. Oops, taking a hit here again. That's okay. Just need to be extra careful with this bit here. No, we do need to position the Boo a little further. Some of the Bowser Fire RNG is going to be a problem from time to time. Yeah, the thing is, when we're jumping over to the right, we freeze the Boos, and that throws off the positioning. No, the Boo just didn't get to the right place there. Whoops. Can I give you a shout out as well? Well, I mean, it's heavily dependent on aristocratic favor, unfortunately. Oops. We don't just hand them out like candy around here. I also don't even know what you run on your channels, unfortunately. You know, we don't just walk into things blindly. Okay, there we go, finally. Okay, now we know that it's going to be Ant Trooper 2 to wall jump. This took me a while to figure out, but... Okay. Once we're past the wall jump, taking a hit here is fine as long as we get down to the warp block. I mean, it's better if we don't take a hit, of course. Oh. Nope, once again, yeah, we need a long jump out of there. We need to stay centered too, so we can just get out of position if we see him crawling. No. Yeah, big Meowser fights benefit a lot from just having a lot of movement in them. And I played around with figuring out what to do with Meowser quite a bit in early levels that I made, so... I find that there's a lot of finesse that you can actually get out of a Meowser fight if you know what you're doing. Much more than people realize. Okay, we're not able to take a hit here anymore, so... the drop to the warp block is going to be a little bit perilous. Luckily, the Ant Trooper is just going to deflect that fireball. Yeah, positioning the Boos like that was not great. And MGM1, yeah, you can't stay, that's totally understandable. Thank you so much for dropping by anyway, and congratulations once again. What do you think we are going to get in the Nintendo Direct for June? Well, I think... we're going to get some clarity over whether Metroid Prime 4 is coming at all to this platform. I think we will have a definite answer either way. If it doesn't show up, it's not coming to this platform. I think it will be a definite answer. I don't think it will be ambiguous. I don't think it's the kind of thing that they're going to roll out with 2 months to go and, you know, later part of the year or something. Nintendo likes short announcement cycles, but I think, you know, this particular announcement is too critical to mess with. There was, of course, that ESRB listing for something called Nintendo World Championships NES Edition, which sounds like it's probably another take on the NES Remix format, which would be interesting because I've maintained for a long time that one of the ports from Wii U that really needed to happen was NES Remix 1 and 2. It doesn't even use you know, the Wii U dual screen feature. The only Wii U feature that it would not replicate on Switch is Miiverse record keeping, basically. But I think it's one of those cases, we were just talking about it a few streams ago too, that I think Nintendo already ported it to 3DS and they already thought of it as something finished. Because the only time that I think they ported something to 3DS and Switch from the Wii U was Captain Toad. And I think people hardly even remember the Captain Toad port to its 3DS exists. But yeah, there are a lot of games that, you know, really, really do need a definitive HD edition. DKC returns this one. It's a real shame that the Switch audience didn't get a crack at Yoshi's Woolly World, because that's one of the finest platformers of the 2010s, I think. You were happy with Switch getting no more titles at this point? Yeah, but you know, it's nice to see Nintendo break the last year drought habit that every system goes through, because the problem with Nintendo is that, you know, like, historically it's sort of happened every time that they leave too much space at the end of a console's lifetime, and then they wind up delaying everything on the next console, and then you have a situation like what the Wii U went through, where Pikmin 3 got delayed, Rayman Legends got delayed, and so people had nothing but NSMBU for the first 9 months or so. Okay. Yeah, we just need to maintain some motion until he climbs, and then when he climbs, we just get him to shoot. Bowser just needs space to get back on. Yeah, so he needs space, and then we get him to break this. Oh, no. Yeah, actually, he needs space, so we need him to crawl up in the middle, because if he goes too close to the edge, basically Meowser needs this like massive 6x4 box or something to actually climb. Otherwise he just doesn't get up off the ledge. Big Meowser anyway. So if he doesn't have the massive box, he just refuses to climb. So I tested it quite extensively when the game first came out. I spent quite a bit of time trying to figure out Meowser. And I don't remember enough about what I learned to really kind of force him in a position. He's just taking forever. Yeah, because we need to get him to just break stuff. Break stuff, come on. Nope, that misses. Yeah, he's kind of off angle. We need to get him to break this. We need to get him to break both sides, and then eventually, yeah, we need to get him to break everything to create a passage up to the blue blocks, I think. Because something will, the blue pipes rather, something will spawn in the blue pipes, so we need to just stand accordingly, perhaps. Oh, there is a cloud down there. So yeah, something will eventually get loaded up. But we need to open the blue pipes for sure. Oh, that's a problem. And it opened up and we died. Did my sound die? Or am I... Yeah, that's why I just noticed that. One moment, and we'll catch up on the conversation about NES remakes in just a moment. Hopefully we can restore it. Bowser broke my sound. Yeah, I played NES Remix 1 and 2 on a Wii U, of course, and I would assume some of the visual effects didn't transfer over to the 3DS port, because it did use some advanced visual effects, considering the NES source material. Okay, let's see if sound is working again. Hopefully the synchronization's okay. Not like way, way off. Let me know if there are issues with pitch or synchronization or whatever. But yeah, it should absolutely have been ported to the Switch. It would be interesting if they actually managed to put Xenoblade X or Cross, depending on how big you are, on this system. It rather substantially used the gamepad map, but it wasn't quite playable without it. I actually played quite a lot of it on off TV, despite the very small screen and a very small text size, accordingly, on the Wii U gamepad. I actually kind of doubt it will happen, but it would be kind of nice to have essentially the entire Xenoblade series on one platform, considering how massive it is. That's no small feat. Yeah, the sound. No, it usually means that it's still going to break if the pitch is not correct. So let's see if I can repair it. If it's not going to break now, it's going to break pretty soon. Yeah, thanks for letting me know, because I can't monitor that very accurately from my end, because like my local sound is kind of patched in differently. Let me know if that's going to be a little better. We're theoretically near the end, but this fight may take a while. Because I still don't really know what to do with Bowser. Like, you know, you have to get him to break the blue pipes, and the blue pipes send something up towards me. And I don't know what. Maybe something like bombs that we can kick towards him. Because the clouds are clearly supposed to load something from the pipes. But you need to get him to break everything, and so... if it's bombs, at least it can expedite breaking stuff. Whoops. So yeah, let me know if audio is improved. It's not improved, it's still breaking. Hang on, let me try to reset the Switch. Let me see if that works. Because it worked last time. We'll be right back. Okay, hopefully slightly improved. We'll keep an eye on it. Okay. With that distraction hopefully mitigated, let's go back. Yeah, because right now with the final Meowser fight, we have some serious limitations with it. Yeah, we do want to move the boot that far. That's the right way to do it. And then we'll get over here just in time. We can get over there while big, that would be ideal. Yeah, we don't want to move the blue wall too much. Okay, now we're here while big for a change. So we need to get him to break everything. Being able to take an additional hit will be quite good. Yeah, but if he's just flying forever and ever, that obviously not be great. Okay, getting him to break that is also good. Oh, POWs, okay, yeah. And we only need 4 POWs to break him, so we just need to break open the left side now. Yeah, it's 4 POWs for the kill. So ideally we want to position him to the right so he can shoot left. Position him this way, maybe? Okay. Just get him to break everything we can. Okay, good. Loud, please. Oh. Oh, it's blue POWs, so... okay, if he hits it himself, that's fine too. Then we just try to get him to slap this side. Or Yeah, if he lands at all, actually, we can just butt stomp it. Ideally, we would break open both sides too, so we can get him to play. We're taking sweet time here. The thing about Meowser is that he does. Oh no, didn't quite do it. I was hoping with a blue power that we could just smack him when he's landed. So we just need to not get caught by him too much here. Okay, good. It's fine. Nope, too late. Yeah, you do a bit of a slow walk in the middle and just trying to get him to spawn somehow. We do need some constant motion here so we don't get caught when he's coming up, because it's very easy to get caught. Yeah, it should be 4 hits, so... Oh, this is going to take too long. There we go. Oh no, not even that actually, because, yeah... We got him. Okay, at long last. Oh, I see. This is for if you are tall? No, it's not. It's just there. Mushroom down here, though. Oh, I see. It's probably a progressive power-up check. Where if you get over here with Mushroom, then you get a bonus exit. We won't be able to take that, unfortunately. Anyway. Bim. What was supposed to say fin, like in... but with an M instead, I guess. Yeah, you can see the hard wall over here to the left. That's clearly the wall from the bonus room, which... I would have loved to see it, but we are kind of at the end of the super world regardless. And yeah, there was no way to, you know, take a damage and reset there anyway, other than with a timeout once you kill Bowser. So we will not see the last bonus room. So we did miss 1 or 2 optional objectives that are comparatively difficult, like on the Pokey level as well, which required a full clear from the start. But that just about does it for our run through Super B54 World. And thank you, Zolokane, for the GG and for sticking around for so long all the way. That's it for Super Mario Maker 2 and a quarter. Where's the quarter coming from? Because certainly Bowser gave us no quarter. Look at all these people with crowns on several of the records too. But you know, people who play this game closely and obsessively know that this is one of the profiles, which is one of the places to be, so that's a world clear on Super B Suzuki World, all 20, including the one that we had to play outside the Super World because we had to compensate for missing out on the map. I don't know what the clear rate on the last one was. Not that low, actually. We would just played it badly. And I guess each attempt in the finale took a while as well, but... Yeah, definitely you can see where the 0.66 here is coming from. It wasn't that mechanically difficult, it's just that we had to read a lot of things pretty clearly. But some really great pieces all over the place here, actually. Was particularly fond of the bonus ones. This one and this cactus one here, where we will still need to do the true ending at some point. It seemed like we did miss the true ending on... Which was the one that just dropped us directly on the flag? I think it was this one. Because there was a door that was right on top of the flag and we didn't know what that was matched with. Or if that was just a cheeky little fake out to make you try to enter the door on a falling platform and it would just drop you on the flag. I think it was just a fake out. But yeah, I think this was only, what, 17 clears so far on this final one, so definitely an underplayed world at this point. We have some people who know what's going on here who have looked at it, but highly, highly recommended for those who have not seen it yet. And we'll be playing quite a few more Super Worlds besides. Yeah, it hasn't hit the algorithm yet. That's also a factor that, you know, the clear rates are tilted towards people who know what they're doing and know that these are worth playing. Or at least can reasonably guess at that. You're pretty sure you were lowering clear rates on Boom Boom World when it came out. But yeah, I mean, it has really blown up at this point though, so. And like I was saying, with Boom Boom World, the thing about it was that the levels that were mechanically the hardest were the ones with the highest clear rates because they were the ones where the resets were gentle. Like, there was a bit of an inverse relationship there with which levels were the ones with the soft resets. Like, they were consistently the ones with the most demanding mechanics. So the clear rates actually tell you nothing. I have a couple of Super Worlds I'm selecting between for what's next. I'm partly deciding it based on when some makers might be able to make it live, and also just based on what we have time for week to week, because my streaming time has been a little limited recently. But for the month of May, we'll be alternating between that and a puzzle contest, and we will see how soon we can get to 1,000 Year Door if we do decide to stream it, because we'll be balancing Mario Maker against that as well. But I have enough Super World content that I'm sitting on to last us potentially several months. Unless we get bored or something. But we've been playing this game for so long and it's not out of ideas yet, so that'll be it for Super B Suzuki World. And we will announce the worlds as they come and post codes, etc. in the Discord accordingly, which you already are present in. So I'm going to look for somewhere to send you folks today. Thank you once again belatedly for MGM's raid, even though MGM has had to crash for the day, as raiders understandably often do. We'll send you somewhere interesting, so thank you for dropping by once again, and for sticking around for as long as you did. And more content awaits. But until then, enjoy everything you may be playing or watching or otherwise experiencing, and as always, fare thee well.